Lovely, lovely rendition of our national anthem. We're ready for baseball here at Thomas More Stadium for the first time in 2026. It's Frontier League regular season action. The Florence Y'alls taking on the Mississippi Mud Monsters for the first time in 2026. 1 out of 9 times, to be specific, in 2026. Yanniker Villalobos, the southpaw, on the mound for the Florence Y'alls. It's his first start of the season, but returning to action for the first time since an injury derailed his phenomenal 2025 season where he was voted an all-star before the injury. 8 starts for Villalobos, a 2-1 record, a 2.05 ERA across 44 innings pitched, 28 Ks to 14 walks. His first time being an all-star in the Frontier League. A guy that's got experience in the Frontier League. He's now in his 4th or 5th season with the Y'alls. This is the guy that you want on the mound to try and right the ship after a 0-3 start.
Yeah, he is. I think the experience is the biggest thing. It's easy. Baseball is such a mental game, especially when you're playing 102 games and they all come so quick. Sometimes when you get swept, especially that first series, it can be tough on a team's total, kind of mental and their approach. So I think having an experienced pitcher on the mound to go out there, and I think just more importantly than anything, just throw strikes. I know that the last weekend Florence had some issues with walks. So Villalobos is somebody who I'm excited to see get that experience start.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned trying to, right the ship, and maybe it is a guy like Villalobos that, if he's able to throw out a consistent, 5 innings there, we saw 4 in his exhibition play. But guys can rally around that, especially because he is coming off of a shoulder injury that derailed his 2025 season. So if he's going to go out and battle for you, the bats can, try and follow. The first 3 to the plate for Mississippi, the lefty Braylon Skinner, followed by Kyle Booker and Travis Holt. Braylon Skinner, a guy we saw a lot of last year, obviously the first season for Mississippi, but a pretty good season at that. I mean, I don't know if they could complain, just missing a few games out of the playoffs there. I think they had a lot better season than people were intending anytime that a new franchise is added. First pitch in there for a strike, a fastball dotted up on the outer half at 6:57. A little bit off schedule, but that's what you get with the opening day, roster alignment. 0-1 count, lefty-lefty battle, Villalobos against Skinner. Villalobos winds from the left side of the rubber. Another fastball in there for a strike. He's looking good out of the gate. 89 miles per hour there, dotted up on the lower outside half. He's got Skinner down 0-2. Does he flash the off-speed early is the question. Winds, kicks the 0-2 grounder. 2-hopper over towards the first baseman, Zeisler, who throws it on the backhand. Villalobos trying to beat the speedy Skinner, but he cannot. It'll be an infield single. Skinner on an 0-2 pitch, just a high hopper over to first base.
Yeah, I'd have to see it again, but I think Villalobos got a little bit of a late start off the mound. And from my angle, it kind of looked like that was a ball that Taylor might get at second. But obviously, any situation like that, you can't risk it. But you got the speedy Skinner and a leadoff hitter anytime going against a pitcher. That's your first at-bat of the game, too. That's a fortunate roll there for Mississippi.
See if he can roll that one again, try and turn 2. Now it's Kyle Booker, a lefty. We're back to a lefty-lefty battle. This time Villalobos working from the stretch. That was an 82-mile-per-hour changeup. Looked like inside. High and inside there on the fastball. 1-0 count. Taking a look at the Y'alls defense behind Villalobos. Brodell in left field. Schoenfeld in center field. Brendan Bobo in right field. In the infield at the hot corner, Garrett Broussard. Dylan Baker at short. Keenan Taylor at second. And the captain, Hank Zeisler, over at first. Doing the catching will be Villalobos' good buddy, Sergio Gutierrez. That one's in there for a strike, a 1-1.
Yeah, Gutierrez a lot like Villalobos and just that experienced boat.
Still working third base side of the rubber from the stretch. The 1-1 offering, off speed, catches the top of the zone in there for a strike. 22.07 on the spin rate there for Villalobos.
Going to see that change up a lot. Started both hitters out so far with the fastball.
It's a 1-2 count. Got to be careful with Skinner over at first. Guy with a lot of speed. Mississippi led the Frontier League in stolen bases last year. For guys like Skinner, 1-2, fouled it away. We'll do it again.
Pretty good crowd, Rory, too. I mean, we expected somewhere in this range, and I think the fans showed out.
Yeah.
Opening
3,000 should be in attendance. 1-2. Grounder left side through the left side of the infield. Station to station for everyone. Runners first and second now with nobody out. Another infield single. That was a hard shot over to Broussard, who couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, no chance there for Broussard. This time a lot hotter off the bat from Booker than that first base hit.
Yeah, 99 off the bat there on the exit velo.
The opposite way for him, too.
Went a whopping 27 feet in the air. Brings up the first righty in Travis Holt. He had a phenomenal 2025.
Yeah, pitch clock violation.
Gotta love that. Special shout out to Caden Sexton for that pitch clock violation there. That's the first one for Caden. Should be an 0-1 count, I believe.
Should be.
Villalobos runners first and second from the stretch, nobody out. That one misses downstairs. I believe it was a violation on the batter.
It should have been. Not into the box, making eye contact in time. I think it's got to be, what, 7, 8 seconds for the hitter? When the clock's at 7 or 8 seconds, that is?
Yeah. That one's fouled away, 1-2. Can't even, the clock's out there. That's what he's looking out at, too. Left center field.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's not even going. Oh, there it is. I think that's got to be instant, though, right? Once that foul ball is hit, then you're right on the clock again? Or is it when he gets the ball?
I think it's when the pitcher gets the ball.
The 1-2. Skied out towards center field. It's going to send Shaney back a little bit. Tagging second to third will be Braylon Skinner. The throw comes in, but it's not in time. Runners split the corners now with one away. And Jack Holman stepping up to the plate.
Already, you start to see what this Mississippi team can do with their speed at the top of the lineup. I mean, that's not a gimme for any runner tagging from second to third on that fly to medium depth center for Schoenfeld, who's got a decent arm.
Yeah, it didn't even seem like a bad relay there. I don't know if you guys were tuning in, but the Saturday game, Brendan Bobo and Keenan Taylor with a beautiful relay. Able to nab a runner out at third. A guy that had wheels as well. Runners at the corners. The lefty, Jack Holman, steps up to the plate. I believe this is the first time seeing Holman in the Mississippi Mud Monsters black. First pitch in there for a strike, right down Broadway at 89. Yeah, so it was with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Great Lake Loons with the Dodgers organization last year. So first time in Frontier League play. The 0-1 skies it out towards center field. Another one for Schoenfeld coming in on this one. Tagging from third will be Skinner. Let's see the throw to the plate from Schoenfeld. It's a bullet, but Gutierrez can't hang on to it. Runner on first, Kyle Booker kind of thought he could get to second, now retreats back. A sacrifice fly from Holman, and the Mississippi Mud Monsters take a 1-0 lead.
Check over there at third, too, just a courtesy check. And Toby Hall's going to come out, have a conversation.
We take another look at that, see if they have a replay. I don't know if you'd be showing third on that. Quick conversation with Toby Hall.
Yeah.
I got to say, I like Toby Hall in his conversations with the umpires. I think Evansville was just a really weird series, but he had a lot of conversations with the umpires, especially when the game got into that, tight piece of it. Right at the end, everyone, the tensions were high. Really kind of settled things down, was talking to the umpire. So now a runner on first with 2 away, a 1-0 Mississippi lead. Swinging through it is Samil De La Rosa. We saw him last year.
So much of that is just building a relationship, too, with those umpires. Hall's been in the Frontier League for a few years now. First year as a full-time manager, though. They had interim manager for Windy City last year.
Booker threatened taking off. There's a line drive into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Runners first and second now with 2 away. It's the third hit of the inning for Mississippi.
That's the second hard-hit single to that Skinner kind of awkward chopper where Villalobos didn't get over in time. I mean, they've made pretty solid contact, all 5 at-bats so far.
This is an interesting one. Jackson, I got to say, on the pronunciation, Nick Kloss.
Nicholas. Nick kind of spelled like Santa Claus. Like
Very
Nick
close to Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
Spelled the exact same way, but Jackson Nicklaus. With runners on first and second and 2 away. 1-0 Mississippi leads. Off speed in there for a strike. Beautifully placed there from Villalobos, who's all over the strike zone.
Yeah. Well, all over it, and really in good spots, too, on the corners. I haven't really seen anything too middle from him so far.
Special shout out to former Florence y'all, Nick Thurling, tuning in from the Windy City. Foul ball down the first baseline, a 2 count. We miss Nick severely. Creative director of the Y'alls. Now he's got to have the same title over in Windy City, creative director of the Windy City Thunderbolts. And a postseason move to Chicago. A Bengals fan in Bears territory.
Doing the Lord's work over there.
Look back at second. The 0-2 from Villalobos blows it by him. First K of the season from Villalobos, and has gained some trouble with runners on first and second. Mississippi does put across 1. Let's see if Florence can respond when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Back here at the bottom of the first, Florence Y'all hosting the Mississippi Mud Monsters. And this is a reminder, all bottom of the firsts that are brought to you by Heritage Bank. At Heritage Bank, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Visit heritagebank.com or stop by a branch near you today.
Tyler Schoenfeld leads things off for Florence, followed by the captain, Hank Zeisler, and Brendan Bobo will be the third to greet Brenton Thiels, the tall righty for Mississippi, the 7-footer for Mississippi, but a different 7-footer from last season. It's pretty shocking. Mississippi with 2 different 7-footers that we've seen in their first 2 seasons in Frontier League play. That'll be Brenton Thiels, the right-handed pitcher on the mound. Not his first action here in Frontier League. Actually picked up at the end of the Mississippi season in August, completed the season appearing in 6 games. During that time, not his best stuff. First pitch in there for a strike to the lefty, Tyler Schoenfeld. Brenton Thiels, a tall right-handed pitcher. I mean,
well, there it is, though. We talked about, how rare is it for a team to have 2 7-footers? You look at this person, the tallest guy on the team currently, second tallest player in franchise history, though, team history.
Yeah, you're right. How funny is that to be 7 foot and the second tallest in team history? Wow.
Well, I think this matchup in particular is one I was excited about.
Yeah, you're right.
Thiels versus Schoenfeld.
Yeah, so that's 7 foot versus 5'7". A 1-2 count to Schoenfeld. That one misses downstairs. Thiels in 6 appearances last year, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 12 runs, but only 5 of them earned. He did have 12 walks and 4 Ks. ended up as an ERA of 7.94. 2-2 roped down to right field and dropping for a base hit. Tyler Schoenfeld gets the Y'alls started in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Mississippi. Florence trying to get that one right back.
Yeah, obviously, just some of the advantages for Thiels today going to be with, really how close he is to the plate. And once he gets that release point, I mean, that does make a pretty big difference. You talk about a guy who's 6'1" versus 6'2". It's a little different, but it's not a huge deal. But you talk about a normal starting pitcher versus someone 7 foot.
Hank Zeisler steps up to the dish. Zeisler, the captain of the Y'alls, he's had a great start to the season, hitting .462, 6 for 13 in the Evansville series. Picked up 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Still looking for his track to the wall. So long. 2-run shot from Hank Zeisler. I think he's happy to be back in Florence. Florence out in front, a 2-1 lead.
Rory, wind's blowing out a little bit to the left, but not too hard. That ball just kept carrying. I think it's a sign of just the raw power that Zeisler has. Second home run of the season for Florence. Didn't take much time. We talked about it on the top of the broadcast. Hitter-friendly park. Rory, it's good to be back.
And, Ben, this is your first introduction to people throwing out T-shirts. We got to make sure you're throwing some out.
Do I get one here?
Yeah, throw one out.
All right.
That's your first iteration of the T-shirt toss after a run. Hopefully plenty more to come. Brendan Bobo will step into the batter's box. And nothing crazy there. Just get the arm loose, start off the season, toss one right in front.
You wrap them harder than I've ever had a shirt in my life. So I feel like if I put too much mustard on it, it becomes a hazard.
It's no one signed waivers here to come in either. Can't be worse than a foul ball.
No.
Grounder down the first base line, a high hopper. That'll go foul. Be a 1-1 count to Brendan Bobo. Bobo not off to the start that he imagined. 083, 1 for 12 in that Evansville series. Was able to get a base hit in his final game there on Saturday. And, just a guy that's, having fun. Was ready for that first base hit, raised his hands in triumph like Rocky at the top of the art museum. And everyone, applauded from the dugout.
Well, I think he's someone he's been swinging pretty hard these first few games. You see the strikeout, so that's a tough one for Thiels.
That one bounces in the dirt well in front of home plate. Nick Thurling talking about the hot start of the Windy City Thunderbolts. He's right, 3-1. Bolts are hot. That's a team that you also have to root for here as a Florence. Obviously ownership. There's a cranked ball into right field, all the way to the wall, top of the wall, and out of here. Brendan Bobo and Hank Zeisler back-to-back. The second home run here at Thomas More Stadium in the bottom of the first inning. It's 3-1 Florence.
Talked about the first one carrying a little bit. Not sure if that was going to be a home run. This one, all the doubt was just if it was going to be high enough.
Yeah.
That one was roped.
116 off the bat of Brendan Bobo. That's got to feel good. Yeah, that's the first time we've actually had that yellow line try and be in play. That hit the top of the wall,
It hit the top of the yellow line and then back on the top of the fence.
Yeah.
Again, we had this conversation in spring training. It kind of looks like it's all one wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the confusion came from some of the Mississippi fielders is they see it hit the top of the wall, think that is in play, but it's back a little bit behind that yellow line.
That'll bring up Zade Richardson. Florence with a 3-1 lead. That one misses upstairs. 1-1 count. Here, still in the bottom of the first, Rory Tettemer alongside Ben Howler. Excited to join you. I'm excited we already got some Y'alls offense. I'm sure the fans are too. Almost 3,000 or about 3,000 in attendance for opening day as Richardson cranks one high and deep out towards center field. Skinner all the way to the warning track. So long! Back to back to back. 3 home runs in a row for Florence. They're all over Thiels. It's 4-1.
I kind of like this Florence place. You said it was going to be a hitter's ballpark. We saw a little bit of it in spring training. And if there's 3 guys to do it, there's those 3 in the middle of the lineup. Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson.
Oh, my. Is that a tough act to follow for Marcus Brodell?
Maybe lay a bunt down, catch him by surprise.
And maybe just lay a little small ball down.
Now the question becomes right now, what do you do with Fields? I mean, there's going to be a meeting, and the worst thing you can do, as bad as it is to not make it out of the first inning, but also to not make it out of the first inning of the first game of a series and just put your team in a really tough spot, already down 4-1 at this point. You need Fields to record a couple of outs here.
It's been 4 base hits, a single from Tyler Schoenfeld, a 2-run homer from the captain Hank Zeisler, Brendan Bobo with 116 off the bat, and Zade Richardson follows with 100 to straightaway center field. Man. You know, the team did not have any offense on Thursday. Obviously a combined no-hitter. Didn't get that home run on Friday. Keenan Taylor started the home run parade on Saturday, but now Florence with back-to-back-to-back jacks. That's something I haven't seen in my broadcasting career. Marcus Brodell blows one right through. 91 miles per hour, bottom of the zone. A 1 count.
I've had one of them in my broadcasting career.
Yeah?
This is number 2. It was 8-9 hitters in 8-9-1.
Wow.
8-9 hitters in college were both pinch hitters at this point, and one of them was making his first plate appearance of his college career.
If our 8-9-1 went back-to-back-to-back, I would be supremely shocked. I would love to see that. Swing and a miss. Brodell down on strikes. First out of the inning. Good rebound there for Fields. Brings up Keenan Taylor. 4 RBIs on Saturday.
Yeah, you think with the advantage of Fields, you're going to see a lot of strikeouts, but those numbers weren't there last year for him. I mean, a truly poor walk-to-strikeout ratio.
Well, I'm just interested in what happened with 12 runs brought in and only 5 of them earned. They're skied out towards center field. Well hit by Taylor, just right at Skinner. Second out of the inning. Gutierrez, switch hitting catcher, will dig into the lefty batter's box. So after 4 hits in a row and 3 of them being home runs, Fields comes out, strikes out Brodell, and then a first pitch out to Keenan Taylor. First pitch to Gutierrez. He skies one out towards right field. Booker fighting the sun, circled all over it. And he makes the grab to end the inning. A great rebound from Fields. Back-to-back one-pitch outs to Taylor and Gutierrez. But Florence puts up 4 in the bottom half of the first inning. We head to the top of 2 when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of the second inning brings us our umpire intro, always brought to you by Pella Window and Door. Looking for a clear view of every call? Trust Pella Window and Door, bringing you replay-worthy clarity and craftsmanship you can count on. Pella Window and Door, so good, even the ump won't miss a thing. Florence with a 4-1 lead here in the top half of the second inning over the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Your umpires today, Henry Schmulowitz, the crew chief behind home plate. Down the first baseline, Rudy Bosk, and down the third baseline, Jeff Osborne. First time seeing this crew in 2026. I'm sure we'll say that a lot. Seems like an entirely new umpire crew league-wide.
Yeah. Haven't had many calls to make in this first inning, though.
No, they have not. Just twirl the finger around, right? Well, Yannicker Villalobos has got to feel happy about that one. You know, he gives up a run in the first inning, but his team picks him back up with back-to-back-to-back jacks from Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson. Who can't love that to start the season here at Florence? That one misses inside. 2-0 count. To the righty batter, Caston Furr, followed by Andrew Simo and Slater Shield. 2-0 pitch, fastball in there for a strike right down Broadway at 88. 21-88 spin rate. Villalobos, you know, still trying to get into that 90 range, which is where, you know, low 90s you saw him in 2025. Takes time building back up. There it is. 90 just missing low.
Yeah, sometimes you really run into issues coming off of injury when you try to overdo it, and your number one thing in your mind is getting back.
I think we just had a delay there for the music. 3-1.
It's opening day for everyone, Rory. Except for you. You went
Except
on the road.
for me. Yeah, this is my fourth game. That one misses outside. A 5-pitch walk to Caston Furr to open up the second inning. Yeah, pretty much a fresh bullpen for Florence. Interested to see how they piece that together with a 6-game homestand in front.
Well, that'll be the first time, or the only time outside of the All-Star break we'll get those 2 days off. And always great to take advantage. Nice to get that early in the season. Of course, outside of the inevitable rain delays and cancellations and postponements.
Off speed in there for a strike.
It's interesting to see what they did, though, with Bradley Wilson. He's number 5 in the rotation, expected to get the start tomorrow. They said, hey, game number 5 of the season isn't till so late that we can use him for a few innings out of relief on Thursday in their first game.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of toying that idea with, two others in Aiden McAvoy and Liam Alpern. That one misses downstairs. It's a 1-1 count. But McAvoy and Alpern both, McAvoy started pretty much every game last season for Joliet. Liam Alpern obviously started the first exhibition game but appeared out of the bullpen. So, it's probably going to be a ride the hot hand scenario. If, Bradley Wilson can come out firing, he probably earns that 5th spot, especially just from what he did at the end of last season. But I wouldn't be shocked to see McAvoy and Alpern fill in there too.
If I had to pick, 2 guys that surprised me the most in a positive way, one pitching, one hitting, I think pitching might be Liam Alpern. There's a lot of good options.
Swing and a miss, top of the zone. Second strikeout for Yannicker Villalobos. He sits down Andrew Simo. That'll bring up Slater Shield. One away here in the top half of the second inning. Slater Shield, the shortstop. A lot of S's there.
The couple of S's and then the CH combo, it's tough.
Yep. That one misses upstairs. I think that's one of the better names I've seen. Shield, Slater Shield. Could be Shield Slater. Also sounds cool.
Shield isn't spelled exactly like you would usually spell Shield, but on the pronunciation guide it says
Shield.
Shield, yeah.
Gotta love those.
I promise we can read.
Yeah. Yeah, Florence already did bring back those on-deck circles.
Yeah, I was going to mention that to you off air.
Brought to you by McSwain Carpet and Floors this year. Got some other new sponsors. Community Trust Bank down the first base line, painted on the field. And then Thornbush Blackberry Whiskey down the first base line. Among all the other sponsorships in here. Pretty much everywhere you look, you see sponsorships. 3-0 count. That one misses upstairs. 4-pitch walk to Slater Shield. So he's gone 5-pitch walk, a strikeout, and then a 4-pitch walk. Runners first and second with one away as we circle back to the top of the order, Brayo and Skinner.
We haven't seen really a ton of, deep, full counts. It's been a lot of, all right, First couple of pitches this AB from Villalobos are outside of the zone. It's 2-0. He's had a tough time bouncing back. The majority, though, have been, a pretty good start. 0-1, 0-2, either gets the strikeout or gives up a base hit. It is funny, though. I mean, I remember mentioning it in the first exhibition that we saw Villalobos. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of singles. Those are the two things. And already so far, we see a couple of strikeouts and 3 singles.
Special shout out to our crew tuning in on the radio stream, YouTube radio stream there, Florence Y'all's Radio Network. Looks like we got Rich Tettemer saying go Y'alls, and then What's Up Brothers 123 saying let's go Y'alls. That one's fouled away to Braylon Skinner, a 1 count. Skinner with a leadoff single came in to score on the sacrifice fly from Jack Holman. It's 4-1 Florence. Lefty-lefty battle, runners first and second and 1 away here in the top half of 2. Villalobos trying to navigate the traffic, and he's done that pretty well over his, not just Florence Y'all's career, but professional career. That seems like something that you could always count on him for. Sometimes he can get hit around and still just limit the damage coming in.
Well, I think it's where that experience comes in a little bit, and again, having experience at higher levels too. Wow.
Rolling lead over from second to third, gets away now from the third baseman. That'll bring in a run. On the way to third is Slater Shield. He goes first to third on what will be an E1. That'll be the first error here at Thomas More Stadium, brought to you by GP Editing. Don't make any mistakes with GP Editing. Call Greg Peterson today at 513-512-0300.
Again, it's just so much speed on this Mississippi team. Furr had a really good lead, and he just kept inching and just not even a twitch from Villalobos. He takes off. It speeds Villalobos up a little bit. He really had no chance to get him over at third base, but, you're kind of all out of sorts. Your instinct is to throw the ball there, and you're sped up and causes the run.
Grounder, slow roller over down the first base line. Gutierrez is going to pick it up foul. That's a good decision.
Really smart play.
Running in with Slater Shield already. He would have scored. It's now 4-2 after the E1 scores cast in Furr.
I'll tell you what, too, it's a little bit of a double whammy because if he throws that ball to third base on line without the air, he's not going to get the runner out at third base. But Shield had a very dangerous takeoff, too, from first before Villalobos threw over to third. So you throw that ball to third base, you don't get the runner there, but I think they got a really good chance to get Shield over at second. So what could have been, a very fortunate out ends up being no outs and a run scored.
1-2 count to Skinner, runner on third and 1 away. Florence up 4-2 over Mississippi. From the stretch, 1-2 high hopper over and into left field for a base hit, an RBI single for Skinner. This one's going to be a battle. It's now 4-3 Florence. Second hit of the day for Braylon Skinner. Second time just using a high hop in the infield to reach base.
Yeah, Skinner's just putting bat on ball, and he's chopping them. We saw one down the first base line, and Villalobos couldn't get over in time. That time, Broussard saw the soft contact, so he comes in. He's basically playing on the corner over at third base near infield grass.
Runner takes off on the first pitch and off speed in and out of the glove of Sergio Gutierrez. That'll be a stolen base for Braylon Skinner, who's immediately in scoring position. That's now the game's tying run. Also the third stolen base in the inning against Villalobos and Gutierrez, the battery for Florence.
Just one out, too. That puts the game tying run at scoring position.
Look over at second. Oh, misses upstairs.
You're right, though. I mean, we talk about Thiels and, just the disadvantage he kind of puts Mississippi in. If he can't get more length into this game, I mean, Villalobos cannot help him out if you're Florence.
Yeah.
Game 1 of the series.
Here's the 2-0. Skied out towards left center field. Schoenfeld working in the gap. He's there to make the grab. Tagging second to third is Skinner. He'll once again be in without a throw. It's the second time he's done that in as many innings. Now just 90 feet away from tying the ball game. It's got to be a nice thing to have for Mississippi. A fly ball anywhere your guy's tagging.
Yeah.
That's a move I'd pull up in softball, tagging from first to second on a fly ball to the outfield. Just say, hey, get me out.
You tag to third and a fly to left? Get that bold?
Would I tag second to third? Or?
Yeah, second to third.
Oh, yeah. You can. If it's a pop fly to first base in the infield, I might tag second to third. Bounces in the dirt on the first pitch there. 1-0 count to Travis Holt. He flied out to straightaway center field his first time up.
Well, it sounds like if the first baseman's got Caden's arm, then you're going to be okay.
Look at a little chirp there. Caden didn't hear it.
I know.
The 1-0.
Unsuccessful.
In there for a strike, 90 miles per hour at the bottom of the zone. One count with the runner on third and 2 away. Florence on top 4-3 in the top half of the second inning. From the stretch. That one misses outside. Two and 1. Something's going on with the scoreboard as well. I mean, we haven't got an updated thing. It's all off the top of your head, Ben. You just got to be ready for that on opening day. That one's crushed high and deep towards left field, sending Brodell all the way back, and it one hops the wall on the way to second, but stopping at first. That was so hard hit. All he gets is a single. It does bring in the game-tying run. RBI single from Travis Holt, 100 off the bat. I have not seen that here at Thomas More Stadium. A ball hit so hard off the left field wall that you only can be held to a single.
Well, there's that lead for Florence.
Yep, now it's back even. 4-4 in the top of the second, 2 away and a runner on first. Toby Hall's going to have a meeting on the mound.
Well, you want fireworks. You come to the first game of the season. You want some offense, and this is what you get. 8 total runs in the first inning and a half.
Jack Holman, a sacrifice fly his last time around.
And I may have spoke too soon. I mentioned towards the end of that first inning how I've been impressed that Villalobos hasn't really missed, middle quite yet. That's about as middle as it gets to a hole. I thought off the bat it had a chance to go.
That was close. I mean, just right off the wall there. First pitch in there for a strike at 87. Toby Hall just calming him down there. Have not seen Wes Scott, the pitching coordinator, take a meeting yet on the mound. It's been Toby Hall for pulling guys out of situations, but also trying to calm them down. Fastball misses inside. 1-1 count.
Well, I think, too, that out of all the managers, Hall's got to be pretty good at that, right? Spending 9 seasons as a catcher in Major League Baseball. Pretty big chunk of your job is calming down pitchers in those situations.
Pick off a time, nothing going.
And I would say most catchers / managers / pitching coaches tell you in those situations it's not as much about baseball as you think.
From the stretch, that one's poked into center field. It's going to drop it for a base hit. Schoenfeld picks it before it gets to the wall, holding the runner on first to a single. Now at the corners will be Travis Holt at third and Jack Holman at first. That's the third hit of the inning. The 5th base runner allowed by Villalobos.
Yeah, that's 6 hits in the first 2 innings for Villalobos, too, before he's out of the second.
And now I've seen this from Villalobos before where he's just getting hit around, but usually he's able to limit that damage, like I said. I think there was a game where he got like 11 hits against them and only 2 runs allowed. He was just able to really work it, keep some soft contact, roll some double plays. You just need one more out to get out of this inning. Samil De La Rosa, who also singled in left field his last time up.
Well, there are pitchers like that where, their stuff, they're not just relying on having great stuff every time. What makes Villalobos so special is in a situation like this, you have 2 outs and a runner on first. You give up a single, your heart rate doesn't go up as high as a lot of others and more inexperienced pitchers would.
Check swing all the way through it. Really just a slow swing there from De La Rosa.
You say, hey, okay, run didn't score, still 2 outs in the inning. I'm just going to go attack this next batter. Eventually, the contact will be weak.
Another one by De La Rosa at 89, top of the zone. It's a 1-2 count. Emil De La Rosa returning to the Mud Monsters. The 1-2. Fastball at the top of the zone. Some good games between the Mud Monsters and the Y'alls last season, including a sudden-death game in Mississippi. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Not the first time we've seen high-scoring affairs between both either. It was a 13-2 loss on opening day last year. Of course, that was the only game we got in that opening series. From the stretch, swing and a miss, bottom of the zone on the off-speed. Third K of the day for Villalobos, and he strands runners at the corners, but not before 3 more come in for Mississippi. It's a 4-4 ball game as we head to the bottom of 2 when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the second inning. It's 4-4 on our Thomas More scoreboard. Always our scoreboard partner, Thomas More University. There you'll be able to take your life and your career as far as you want it to go. Apply or donate today at thomasmore.edu. It's a brand new ball game. Back to 0-0. And Florence with their second time up. Garrett Broussard, Dylan Baker, and back to the top of the order, Tyler Schoenfeld. If you're just tuning into the broadcast, Florence was down 1-0 after the top of the first inning. They came back and put up 4 straight runs, courtesy of a 2-run homer from Hank Zeisler, back-to-back with Brendan Bobo, the solo shot, back-to-back-to-back with Zade Richardson, a solo shot. Pretty amazing stuff. Now they've coughed up that lead and are once again, just trying to get ahead out in front of the Mud Monsters. A 1-1 count to Garrett Broussard.
It was Villalobos with that, not necessarily a clean inning of the first inning, and he just could not bounce back. We'll see what Thiels can do after a tough first.
1-1 right side, grounded over to the first baseman. Holman, plenty of time. He runs it over himself. He was a little far off the bag. Look at that Schoenfeld out of the lefty box. He might have been able to beat that out.
Yeah, Broussard's got some speed. I'll tell you what, though, he's got a tall frame over playing a natural third base position. Listed him at about 6'3".
Brings up Dylan Baker.
kind of feels like Fields is just placing the ball in the zone. He's just handing the ball into the mitt of Semo. The 7-foot reach.
You know, when you're straight over the top, I guess that's the problem. Sometimes you can be a little flat. I don't know if that's what Florence was seeing in that first inning, and that's why they were able to take advantage. It's 3 talented power hitters, so you just got to give them their due. It's, you know, Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson all have had double-digit home runs in the Frontier League before. Zeisler with 20 last year. 20 plus. Dylan Baker still looking for his first professional home run, but a 3-0 count on him. I'm assuming stop sign all the way. That one misses outside, 90 miles per hour, a 4-pitch walk to Baker. Florence has their first base runner here in the second.
Now this is where Florence has got to take advantage. You issue a 4-pitch walk to the 9-hitter.
That'll bring back up Tyler Schoenfeld.
Not only is it obviously a baseball sin to walk the 9-hitter, but when you can't put a competitive pitch out there against him, usually means there's something else going on.
That one misses high and away. Now 5 balls in a row there.
And now if you're Schoenfeld, you're not going to swing until you see anything close.
Someone running out of the Mud Monsters bullpen. Maybe someone had dropped something on the field. Yeah. Kids.
Out of the kid zone?
Yeah, threw a ball onto the field. The 1-0 connects on the outer half, a 1-1 count, beautifully placed. Just on the side of the corner there. The 1-1 pitch, fastball similar spot, this time a few inches off. Now a 2-1 count. 90 miles per hour consistently, though, from Fields. Again, that 12 runs last year and 5 earned. I really am interested to see where that happened, especially because it seemed like he did some damage himself with 12 walks. 2-1, misses away. Is it possible you just walk the bases loaded and then, you know, got a few errors and some of those runs weren't earned? That's just bad innings.
Yeah, what it could be, I mean, things start to pile on once, you know, earned runs especially get weird when there's an error that would be the third out of an inning.
3-1, misses upstairs, a 4-pitch walk and then a 5-pitch walk to Schoenfeld, puts runners first and second with 1 away for Hank Zeisler, a 2-run homer his last time up.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing that's more nightmare fuel for Fields than walking the 2 guys in 9 pitches before the part of the lineup that went back to back to back on you.
Well, Murderer's Row, as of right now.
Sure, yeah.
You could put that on a T-shirt.
The faces of Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson.
Deals from the middle of the rubber. Zeisler skies it out towards left field again. Fur all the way to the warning track. It's out of here. 3-run jack from Hank Zeisler. His second of the game. Florence's 4th. They're back out in front. It's 7-4.
The middle of the lineup's just taking batting practice off of Fields right now. I mean, when it's not your night, it's not your night. And I think, again, it could be something to do with the way Florence is seeing just the over-the-top 7-foot motion at Fields. But
97 off the bat, 368 on distance. How about 2 Oppo Taco bombs from Hank Zeisler, just pounding it the other way, getting it high up, and it's just carrying.
Really sweet, natural swings, too. It didn't look like he killed the ball as hard as it could.
You know, the Zeisler family is excited watching him play. All the way back in California. And his wife and dog Finley probably even getting excited. Brings up Brendan Bobo. He hit a home run his last time up. Now
you're in a spot if you're Fields and you walk a couple of batters. You give him a home run for the second time to this guy in Zeisler. I have a hard time imagining he's going to throw many strikes these next couple of ABs, but it really starts to snowball from there.
What would the odds be of, you know, going back-to-back innings with 3 home runs in a row? What would that be, like 1 in 4 million?
I don't.
Probably even higher than that.
It gets to a certain point where my mind can't compute those numbers. It's something like that.
That would be just unimaginable. The 2-0 to Bobo. Fastball misses upstairs. He just wants something to hit here. Hey, let me try and do it.
Well, that's what I say with Fields. I mean, even if you want to throw a strike, sometimes the subconscious nature of it all, it's so hard to put another one down the middle of the zone.
There it is. Fastball in there for a strike 3-1.
But Florence, you got to pile on. I mean, you get to a point where Villalobos hasn't had his best stuff.
3-1 fouled away. Villalobos will certainly take 4 runs and then 3 runs in back-to-back innings. Just hopefully he can right the ship. I think a nice quick inning next inning would be huge for him and kind of just motivate him a little bit. 3-2 count. 1 away with the bases empty. Florence on top 7-4. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Good job from Fields there. He comes back down 3-0 against Brendan Bobo and is able to strike him out. His second K of the day. That'll bring up Zade Richardson.
Second time he's followed up a home run with a strikeout, too.
Yeah, you're right about that. How about this from Zach Wheeler? Went into the 4th inning of today's game against the Red Sox, only throwing 16 pitches. You think any of these pitchers on
the 4th inning?
In the 4th inning, he had only thrown 16 pitches. I think both the pitchers would say, hey, I'll take that any day of the week.
I'll take that in 1 inning at this point.
Yeah. Big swing there from Zade Richardson. 0-1 count on him. He hit a home run his last time up. Deep center field. Another one that just kind of kept carrying. The wind, I mean, it's blowing a little bit right now, but during Zeisler's homers, I haven't seen it with that much give on the American flag in right center field. Off-speed swung through from Richardson 0-2. He calls time.
Well, the thing about Richardson's, too, is he hit his to the deepest part of the ballpark. Straightaway center pretty much.
It's about 395 feet out there to straightaway center field. At one point in my career, we had that measured out in inches for whatever reason. The 0-2 pops it into right center field, dropping quickly and at will for a base hit. 2-out single from Richardson, his second hit of the day. He keeps on hitting with a nice start to the season.
Richardson has had the hot bat, start of the season, 250 for his average now before those 2 base hits.
Yeah. Even then, it seems like he's actually had some, unfortunate luck. A line drive snagged, by a diving snag from a third baseman over in Evansville, and then also another deep fly ball to center field that someone had banging into the wall. It's just another good catch. Yeah. So he's had some really good plate appearances. Marcus Brodell looking for his first hit with the Yalls. Fouls that one away. He went down on strikes his first time around. 2 away with a runner on first. Florence on top 7-4 on our Thomas More scoreboard. A 1 fastball misses away. Working from the stretch, middle of the rubber. The orange cleats, Fields delivers the 1-2, check swing. Does not go around. Oh, a late call. He does go around. 1-2. That's another point there where the umpire at third should be down the line, but instead he's over at second.
Yeah.
The 1-2, off speed called, strike 3, dots up the outer half. Back-to-back Ks from Brendan Thiels. 2 Ks to end the inning. We head to the top of the third. It's time for Tettemer Trivia. Florence out in front, 7-4.
The infielders had to wait for that.
Top half of the third inning always brings us our Tettemer Trivia, brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance and visit us today at roarins.com. Florence with a 7-4 lead over the Mud Monsters. This has certainly been an offensive game. As of right now, Villalobos trying to calm the storm and put up a goose egg for the Mississippi offense. Blows the first pitch by the lefty, Jackson Nicholas. Villalobos with 3 Ks on the day. Struck out Samil De La Rosa to end the second. It was 8 batters sent to the plate from Mississippi. A 3-run second inning for the Mud Monsters. Florence answered right back with a 3-run inning of their own. 1-1. Popped out towards center field. Shaney fell all over it, makes the grab. Let's get to today's question of the day. Ben, your first iteration of Tettemer Trivia live.
Nervous.
Are you nervous? This is a fun one. This is, I saved some of the better ones for when I was back home with you to talk about it. This one, always brought to you by the Roar Agency. Who are the 4 active players with over 300-plus stolen bases? 4 active players with over 300-plus stolen bases in their career. I give you a hint. It's 3 AL and 1 NL as it stands right now. That's where they're playing right now. 3 in the American League and 1 in the National League.
How long do I have to give the answer? This is my first one.
Until the bottom of the third with 2 away.
Okay.
Bottom of the third with 2 away. And you guys fill in your guesses as well. The question is live on Twitter, Florence_Y'alls or R Tettemer9, RTETTEMER9. 1-1 count to Caston Fur. Grounder, 2-hopper over towards the shortstop Baker. Fields it on the backhand. Throw on to first. Not scooped by Hank Zeisler. That would have been our first Can You Dig It scoop of the season. So that'll be an E6.
Zeisler is usually pretty good at picking those out, but that ball was a rocket from Baker.
E6, the error, always brought to you by GP Editing. Don't make any mistakes. Call Greg Peterson today. 513-512-0300. That one misses downstairs. So a runner at first and 1 away. Andrew Simo, the batter. Any early guesses on your Tettemer Trivia?
Got a couple. I'm not locking them in here, but just some thought process.
You can go through it. You can go, yeah.
Altuve is going to be one I'm thinking about a lot.
Altuve is one that you're thinking about.
It's tough because, there's obviously 2 things you need. You need to be someone who steals bases, and you need to have played long enough to steal a lot of bases. My mind, I'm not sure if this is a good guess or not, and I'm definitely not locking it in. Because he didn't steal bases until the rule changes that made stealing a little bit easier in the early 2020s. So but my question is, how much did he not steal before these changes? Jose Ramirez has had some sneaky good stolen base seasons these last couple of years. I just don't know if he's done it enough to count.
So did I miss Altuve and Ramirez are the 2 you're
I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Byron Buxton's one I'm going to throw out to get on my radar a little bit.
3-0 off speed in there for a strike, 3-1.
Just thinking about the AL right now.
Got some good guesses coming in already. Again, you guys have the answer to play along. Head on over to Twitter, Tettemer9 or Florence_Y'alls.
300 is just a lot of them. I wouldn't have guessed there are 4 that are playing right now that have 300.
4 active players with over 300-plus home runs. High fly ball out towards left field. Brodell all the way to the wall, and he makes the grab right after banging into the wall. Nice play there from Marcus Brodell. Really kind of his first action I've seen. Had a nice foul ball catch in Evansville. Certainly has not been a ball magnet. Tyler Schoenfeld's got a lot of putouts so far early in the season.
We've seen a lot from center today for both teams.
Yeah. Runner on first, 2 away. Slater Shield walked and scored the last time up. Runner takes off. That one's fouled away. I think a designed hit and run there.
Potentially. Our pitch was up. Not sure if that was one that Shield was always going to swing at, but.
Oh, 1. Misses inside, 1-1. Start reading your guys' guesses in the bottom of the third. That one's fouled away. Looks like off the leg there of Slater Shield. 1-2 count. 2 away. I'll give you guys the answer in the bottom of the third. Florence on top, 7-4. Villalobos looking for his first scoreless inning. This ball certainly has been flying. Even that was a long fly out to left field.
You know, Brodell maybe misread it a little bit too off the bat.
Villalobos from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. The 1-2 pitch, fastball misses upstairs.
There's just got to be, with these type of questions, there's always one that you're like, I forget this guy's still playing baseball.
2-2. Ooh.
Wow.
Misses a bit outside. I guess that's something we haven't seen on our broadcast yet. We might be able to get the TrackMan system into there. I don't know what the Raspberry Pi is. What the machine we have is called the Raspberry Pi. I don't know what's doing yet.
51 of them at home, at least. 100.
Yeah, we'll see.
100. You know, quick math, 98 more games left to play after this one.
Payoff pitch. Misses downstairs. A nice walk there from Slater Shield. He's put together 2 good plate appearances at the bottom of the lineup. Back up to the top for Braylon Skinner. Runners first and second with 2 away.
The baseball coach is cursing everywhere. It's 3 times the 9 hitters come up to the plate this game combined. All 3 times have they walked. Shield twice and then Baker for Florence.
You're right. Any run that does score now, obviously unearned after the E6 from Dylan Baker. Should be out of the inning there. Off speed in there for a strike. Beautifully placed at 72. Inside half to Skinner. Single and scored in the first. RBI single came in to score in the second. He's provided 2 of the 4 runs, and he's had a hand in 3 of them. The 0-1 to the lefty Skinner. 2-hopper over towards the second baseman. Taylor fields it. Throw on to first is a bullet in time. A goose egg for the Mississippi offense for the first time today. We head to the bottom of the third. Get your guesses in for Tettemer Trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
This is tough.
Bottom half of the third inning. Florence on top of the Mud Monsters 7-4 and looking to add on here in the bottom half of the third. Due up will be Keenan Taylor, Sergio Gutierrez, and Garrett Broussard. Still Brenton Thiels on the mound for Mississippi. Still playing Tettemer trivia this half of the inning. I'll give you guys the answer. The question was, there are 4 active players with over 300 plus stolen bases. We're looking for all 4 of them. Who are they? My hint, 3 play in the American League and 1 in the National League. And we are awaiting the first answer from young Ben Howler in his professional debut on his first attempt at Tettemer Trivia Live. And we'll get to that. We'll give you guys the answer with 2 away in the third, so you still have a time to play along. Comment if you're listening to the YouTube audio stream in the live chat. You can also comment on Twitter, ArtTettemer9 or Florence_Y'alls. The question is live on both pages. We'd like to hear from you and hear your answers. You guys might have a chance. I'm not saying anyone's got it fully correct yet. If no one gets it fully correct, it will go to whoever has the most out of the 4.
Okay. So that's why you start to, you give the hint about 3 AL, 1 NL, but it's like, man, if I really think there's 2 in the NL, but one of them has to be, you guarantee one, that's where these trivia games get hard.
Hey, no, I try and give the hint as much as possible, and it's 3 actively in the AL. It doesn't mean that they made their whole mark in the AL. That one's fouled away from Keenan Taylor, a 1-1 count. Flying out to center field his last time up. Let's get to some of our guesses. Preston Baker tuning in. He said Trey Turner and Tyler Schoenfeld, probably. Schoenfeld, not yet, but possibly.
Well, do you want me to tell you the 7 I have right now? That I'm trying to pick the 4
7?
From?
You got 7 and then you're locking 4. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I have for my AL, I have Jose Altuve, Jose Ramirez. Again, I don't love that guess, but just because he's had some sticky good stolen bases the last couple of years. Byron Buxton. In the AL, I've got Corey Seager in the AL.
That was 7 right there?
That was all my AL picks.
That was all your AL picks.
NL, I'm looking at Trey Turner potentially. I'm looking, again, not a guess I love, but just a sneaky, played for a little bit of time now. Christian Yelich, I know, could steal some bases. And then Mookie Betts does too.
Okay. Well, you got until 2 away to lock in 4 of those 7. Let's go to Rich Tettemer, who said total guesses: Trey Turner, Jose Altuve, Corey Seager, and J.P. Crawford.
Ooh.
That one bounces in the dirt. Keenan Taylor works a walk on a nice at-bat there. Florence gets the leadoff runner aboard for the first time since the first. And then we have a 2-state solution, David in SoCal. That's got to be an Alburn there. Always got to include Mike Trout in my answer, but I know he is not one of the top 4 in stolen bases. I think Altuve, especially from his early Astros career, qualifies as one of the 4. P.S. I typed this before. Ben said the same thing.
Nice. I trust you.
All tuning in there on the Twitter, getting their guesses in. Texting me their answers was Cam Beatty. Cam Beatty said a lot so far. Said Andrew McCutchen, Mike Trout.
See, McCutchen's the one where you just forget he's still playing baseball.
Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Jose Altuve, and then Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
Carter Cousins says Mike Trout and Trey Turner. Gave us 2 answers.
Yeah, I don't think I love Trout for the stolen bases. I really don't. I think just some of those seasons where he had too many injuries halted how many he could have.
Yeah. 1-1 fouled away.
My NL's the toughest one. I'll probably roll out Yelich and Betts.
Where's McCutchen even playing? Is he in Texas? He's in the Rangers.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's with the Rangers. I think he had 2 home runs in the series against the Phillies on opening day. John Stewart tuning into the radio stream. He said, "Let's go, y'alls." Got a lot of "Let's go, y'alls" on the YouTube audio stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in there or on HDN.
You're right. He pinch hit against the Reds a couple of times when they played.
Yeah.
With the first few series.
1-2 to Gutierrez, swings through it. That's the 4th K of the day for Brenton Thiels. Brings up Garrett Broussard. Grounded out to first his last time up. Carter Cousins firing in his 3rd answer, J-Ram. Jose Ramirez there.
Yeah, see, that's the one where, you know, if it's not, ugh.
First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 count. So Trey Turner, Jose Altuve, Corey Seager, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, all common guesses. 0-1, fouls it away, 0-2.
I'm going to have to go to back to my Mookie.
Oh, Jose Ramirez as well. Andrew McCutcheon riddled in there. J.P. Crawford in there. I got to tell you what, J.P. Crawford's easily the worst guest we've had. That's from my own father, who's usually lights out on Twitter, on trivia. I don't know if J.P. Crawford's had a season over 30 stolen bases. The ball outside, a back pick attempt. Nothing going over there. And now I have to look up J.P. Crawford's stats.
Well, thanks for telling me that J.P. Crawford's not an answer.
His career, he's got 36. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Next question.
Six was his highest.
Next question. Name every active player in the MLB with 30-plus stolen bases.
Name a player with 9 years of Major League Baseball hasn't gone over 10 stolen bases. That one misses downstairs. And is supposed to have speed. That's just another failed prospect for the Phillies. 2 seasons there. Hit back-to-back seasons of 214 on the dot.
Who was it? Was Chris Davis had, 3 straight seasons of the same exact batting average?
Yes. 2-2 count to Broussard. That one misses downstairs, a full count. Rich Tettemer just getting off of a long cruise in Norway, so he's probably a little rusty on it.
He's got the grandfather guesses now.
Yeah.
First one will give him some slack.
There you go. Maybe jet lagged.
That too.
Taylor takes off. Payoff pitch misses downstairs. 2 walks in the inning, puts runners first and second and 1 away. That'll bring up Dylan Baker. He walked and scored his last time around.
Yeah, the reason it's gone from bad to worse for Thiels is because, you just get bested by the middle and the heart of this lineup, and you say, hey, okay, that's a really good part of the lineup for Florence, but you can't take care of the bottom, especially with the free passes. That just snowballs and makes it worse and worse for you.
I'm going to need your guesses here because, a double play ball
chance
could happen. So we're going to need you to lock in on your 4.
Here's my final answer, Rory. With my NL, I will go with Mookie Betts.
Okay. Hard hit over towards the third baseman. Tossed to second, 1. The relay to first, scooped, and in time.
By AL are Altuve, J-Ram, and Corey Seager.
All right, we'll have to get to the answers when we return. Florence strand some runners on. We head to the top of the 4th. I know it's your inning, Ben. We will get to the trivia right before you take over the play-by-play. When we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Third of the way through here at Thomas More Stadium, first of many in Florence, and the first bullpen change for Florence with a new wing coming into the game. You can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. All home pitching changes this year are brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Only 3 innings for Villalobos, but able to limit the damage a little bit in that third. Scoreless for both sides for the first time. And the first time at home, we will see Liam Alpern, who makes his second appearance in a Florence uniform. 2 innings and 1 earned run baseball against Evansville in Game 2 of the series on Friday. He'll face the heart of this Mississippi lineup, 2-3-4. And the first pitch, you'll see Kyle Booker ropes one into center, and a diving stop by Tyler Shadyfelt to help Alpern out. Shadyfelt covering some ground and taking away a base hit from Kyle Booker.
Well, that might be the what do you say play of the day. Nice play there from Tyler Shadyfelt, full extension on a, not an easy ball. I mean, a looping liner dropping right in front of you. That was always one of my least favorite.
Yeah. Well, Shadyfelt's handled it well. He's handled that transition from the infield to the outfield pretty well to start this year off, too. Here's the 3-hole guy. Travis Holt watches the first pitch strike right down the middle of the plate. Last time up, RBI single for him to keep the offense going for Mississippi in the second. 3-run advantage for Florence. It's 7-4 here in the top of the fourth. Fastball left off the plate for a ball. We're talking about the Tettemer trivia. Supposed to give you the answer in the bottom of the third. Couldn't get there because of a double play. Rory, take it away.
Yeah, no one got the full 4. Want to repeat your 4 again?
Dang. Yeah, I said my NL was Mookie Betts. Fastball just caught a piece of the inside corner, 1-2. My AL, I went Corey Seager, Jose Altuve, and Jose Ramirez.
So you fall into the same boat. Corey Seager has 22 stolen bases lifetime. How amazing is that?
It's the speed and age. I think you just combine them.
Yeah.
You don't think much about stolen bases.
So my dad fell into that too. He had Crawford and Seager both with less than 40 stolen bases in their career.
Soft chopper right back up, but Alpern can't reach up. Baker on the charge, throws to first, and not able to pick at first is Zeisler. Holt will beat it out. Another infield error for Florence today. That's going to be the first on Zeisler over at first base.
I'd go E6 on that. Throw low.
Baker's already got one today. That ball definitely hit the ground first.
Yeah, so it's a scoop ball low. Can't give that to Zeisler. As good as he is over at first, you know, you're not expected to scoop every throw.
That's a tough charging play for Baker, but
you're right.
You had time.
Yeah.
I mean, Holt's not
a good
the quickest guy.
A good throw gets him there.
Yeah, I think so. First pitch is low out of the cleanup man, Jack Holman, who's got a run around first base with 1 out in the 3-run deficit. Official ruling?
Right now we'll go E6, but someone might argue later.
Fastball left it off the plate, a little bit high too, 2-0 count.
I guess I didn't take into the fact that was a tough play.
Nonetheless, Alpern's got to work out of the stretch for the first time. Lefty on lefty matchup, though, and he has gone fastball outside all 3 times now to Holman. He's 1 for 1 with a sac fly and a single, so 2 productive at-bats.
So we're looking for 4 active over 300-plus stolen bases. The one in the NL was Trey Turner.
4-pitch walk, fastball out again on all 4 for Alpern. That's nothing to do with the lefty cleanup man, Holman. And after a quick first out on a diving play by Shadyfelt, you go error walk. There's 2 on for the Mud Monsters. Game tying run up to the plate with just 1 out, and Samil De La Rosa.
Another one that you did get right was Jose Altuve.
Okay. Don't tell me I went 1 for 4, Rory. Fastball hit high in the air. Shadyfelt another long run. This time has a little bit more time. That one was hit sky high. Shadyfelt gloves it 4 and out right in front of Bobo and Wright. Both outs recorded by Shadyfelt so far for Alpern. 2 gone with 2 on now.
Jose Ramirez was another one in the American League. Did you finalize Jose?
I did.
Okay.
So I'm 2 for 4. That was the guess I was proud of because I knew a lot of people probably wouldn't guess that because Ramirez, you know, not the fastest guy in the world, but He's really taken advantage of the rule changes the last couple of years. So I'm 2 for 4.
You're 2 for 4. Rich is 1 for 4 right now. Well, I guess he's 2 for 4. He got Altuve and Trey Turner, and then Carter also got Turner and Altuve.
First pitch, Nicklaus sees. He tries to hit over the batter's eye in center field. Big swing and a miss. Alpert blew it by him for the lefty-on-lefty matchup.
The one that no one got, Starling Marte, 300-plus stolen bases.
You're kidding.
So Altuve, Starling Marte, Trey Turner, and Jose Ramirez.
Check swing, fouled right to the Florence dugout. At least I kind of said in my own head, I set a goal. I said, all right, even if I don't get all 4 right, I want to name and write down in my possibilities all 4. Starling Marte I did not get.
Yeah, and it's a shock that he's playing, right? You know, you have no idea where he's even playing in the American League.
0-2 pitch, fastball just high off the plate to Nicklaus. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout in the first and third innings. Florence up 7-4. All 7 runs came in the first 2 innings for the Alls. Villalobos exits after just 3. Out of the stretch, long look at second, comes home again. This time off speed, called strike 3. Right on the outside corner, paint for Liam Alpert, and he gets out of his first inning of work. Strands a couple. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Florence still with a 7-4 lead on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Kids run wrapped up, bottom of the 4th from Thomas More Stadium. The first of 51 home games right here for Florence, taking on the Mississippi Mud Monsters at a 7-4 lead for the Alls. Ben Howler alongside Rory Tettemer. Just wrapped up Tettemer trivia. Did you get who's the winner? Did you have one?
I mean, it's like a 3-way tie.
For 2 out of 4?
Yeah, for 2 out of 4.
Okay.
I mean, you, Carter, and Rich Tettemer actually end up getting it.
Does Rich get eliminated, though, for having 2 guys for less than 40 stolen bases?
Maybe.
I mean, I had 1, but not 2.
Maybe.
Well, it take a little bit of delay to get the kids off the field after the kids run. For Mississippi, unlike Florence, they're going to send their starter back out to the mound for inning number 4. Brenton Thiels is 3 innings through. It's 7 runs, all earned. All 7 runs have come on 4 home runs. 2 solo shots, a 2-run home run, and a 3-run home run. All 4 have come from, 3 different guys. 2 from Zeisler, 1 from Bobo, and 1 from Zade Richardson. Thiels gets a little bit of extra time to warm up because of the delay. That's my first kids run. That's got to be one of the better ones we're going to get.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a packed one for sure. I mean, you'll see Bluey Night, which is, just designed for kids.
Yeah.
Or, the whole stadium is kids. Maybe Splash Day, if we do a kids run during Splash Day, it's the entire stadium leaves their seats.
That's good. That's fun.
Y'all's on top 7-4 here.
Top of the lineup, though, for Florence, Schoenfeld, Zeisler, Bobo. Again, Thiel has had some problems with some hard-hit balls to the top of the lineup, and then really the walks to the bottom of the lineup. Top 3 so far for Florence have gone 5 for 6 with, 4 for 5 with a walk. Schoenfeld had that walk his last time up in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. Breaking ball, the dirt for the first pitch to Schoenfeld. Finished last season with a batting average just a hair over 300. Led this Florence team in stolen bases. Fastball missed outside for ball 2. Set the Florence single season stolen base record with 46 of them. Just a great guy to have at the top of your lineup. But you did see one game against Evansville where he hit second in the lineup. They like to lead off. I think it was Bobo. Fastball misses outside again.
Yeah, no, it's that was just an interesting play there. He ended up getting a hit in the game, but really just wanted to get Bobo more at bats.
Well, Thiels has missed outside back-to-back pitches. It's 3-0. Get me over fastball right down the middle of the zone. Schoenfeld takes it. There's a lot of action in the Mississippi bullpen. Looks like a righty is up and throwing. 3-1 pitch, soft grounder, a diving stop at third base by Holt. Pick it up and can't be scooped by Holman. Schoenfeld's going to sprint towards second, still not picked up, and he hard stops right past second base. Thought about third, but he'll stay there.
He thought about it. He certainly thought about it. I thought he was going to go all the way.
So a diving stop by the third baseman, Holt, but then not a great throw over to first.
I guess that does fall on me here, huh? Diving play, when you got to dive for it, it's a base hit.
That's Schoenfeld second. 3 plate appearances so far, reached all 3 times, 2 singles and a walk.
That's the rule there. When you dive for it, it's a base hit.
Absolutely. Holt was playing up a little bit too. So Florence could add on. Runner at scoring position with nobody out here at the bottom of the 4th. And Hank Zeisler. He's going to rope one hard foul down the first base line heading towards the kids zone.
He's had a heck of a day. It's the first time he's pulled one.
I was going to say, first contact pulled. First 2 at-bats, 2 opposite field home runs over the left field wall. Almost call them wall scrapers. They were, pretty close to that warning track. Started off 0-1 here. Those 2 home runs are his first 2 long balls of the year. RBIs, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. He's got 7 of them now. Schoenfeld takes off for second. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And Schoenfeld into third with a stolen bag. Simo had a pretty good eye on it. But Schoenfeld just had such a good lead off of second base. He's going to be into third safely. A runner 90 feet away for someone who is great at putting the ball in the air. And nobody out in the inning. Brendan Bobo on deck as well. Set of the belt, fires home the 0-2 pitch. Grounded right into the glove of the first baseman. Holman on a hop. Steps on first, throw home. Not in time. Schoenfeld gets under the tag.
Ooh, what a phenomenal slide from Tyler Schoenfeld.
What a phenomenal play all around. A great play at first base here by Holman. On a knee, steps on first, heads up play to get home, but Schoenfeld just beats it. It's a good slide. I think he's in there anyway. So give Zeisler the RBI on an RBI ground out to first. Florence now doubling up Mississippi. It's 8-4 here at the bottom of the 4th inning. And Brendan Bobo with a clean slate, now 1 out of the inning, and the base is empty. Breaking ball right down the middle of the zone for a strike. Rory, we have seen the game impacted a little bit now for both teams, thanks to some speed. That's what Schoenfeld brings. You see it a little bit from the Mississippi leadoff man, Braylon Skinner. Breaking pitch, misses way inside and at the knees of Brendan Bobo. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Rookie season for Bobo, a 927 OPS. Swing and a miss, and a beautiful changeup buried in the dirt. Solo shot in the first, a strikeout in the second in the first 2 plate appearances for the Florence right fielder. 1-2, bounces. We've seen Thiels really live low and let a couple of balls go right into the dirt. Can't quite make it to the mound. He has struggled with about everything you could struggle with a pitcher today. He's had the walks. He's had the base hits. He's had guys steal on him. He's got a 2-ball, 2-strike count here. Bobo goes after one. Defensive swing. Able to get a piece, set it back to the backstop. With Zade Richardson on deck. Florence still looking for the first win of the 2026 campaign. A 3-game sweep out west in Evansville this past weekend. Looking for a little bit of confidence after getting walked off in back-to-back games. This one hit hard past the diving glove of Holman. Bobo will jog into first base, finally picked up by Wright and Booker. And the second base hit of the inning for Florence. The second hit of the game now for Bobo, another man on. And the question becomes too, Rory, how long are you going to stick with Thiels if you're Mississippi?
I mean, Florence obviously had the quick leash on Villalobos, maybe working on, something different. The pitch count probably there, coming back from injury, more of the notion there. But even then, they still had a quicker leash, shorter leash.
Runner on first, one out. Foul tip by Zade Richardson. Hits it off of his own leg, who's had a nice start to the 2026 campaign, nice start to this game. Solo shot and a single in his first 2 plate appearances. One of the Y'all's more experienced bats. 2024 Florence Y'all's hitter of the year. Also some experience in affiliated ball. It's 22nd round pick in the Major League Baseball draft for the St. Louis Cardinals. Long look after the foul ball for the 0-1 from Thiels. He fires right on the outside, a lower corner on a slider. Called strike. Richardson down in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2 pitch. Hit high in the air, deep into right. Booker's going back. He's looking up. He's leaping, and he's got it at the wall. That'll force Bobo to sprint back to first base. But Kyle Booker just took away a base hit from Zade Richardson, crashing into the Republic Bank logo of the right field wall.
It's that same luck against Richardson. He's hitting the ball hard everywhere, and it just, people are making great plays on him. Nothing you can do but tip the cap.
Well, you know what they say, baseball's got a funny way of evening out. So maybe some blue hits, a couple of infield singles for Richardson coming in his future. 5-hitter Marcus Brodell. 2 outs now and a runner on first. The 4-run advantage as he fouls one hard right above the Florence dugout opposite way, 0-1. One of those runs coming in this inning after a single from Shaney Felt. Got the second on an errant throw. Third on a stolen base, came home on a ground out. Changeup way high and outside here to Brodell. Still looking for his first contact today. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 swinging and 1 looking. Florence out hitting Mississippi today, 7-6. Fastball off, large lead from Bobo over at first. I think Bobo a little fortunate, too, that Booker was shaken up after crashing into the wall. He was far off the first base bag.
Yeah, man, I thought that one was off for the races, too.
Swing and a miss on a fastball top of the zone, even at 2-2. Well, Thiels on this next pitch will be 85 for him on the afternoon, of course. Just 3 2/3 through so far. Deuces are wild here, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner takes off for second. Called strike 3. The throw won't matter. Marcus Brodell, and 3 plate appearances, has struck out 3 times. That's his second one looking. But Florence gets 1 more. The speed of Tyler Shadyfelt creates a run for the Y'alls as we head to the 5th. It's now 8-4 Florence on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM. Florence goes back to Liam Alpern for the 5th inning of the game. 8-4 lead for the Yalls. And the first time Alpern will see the bottom third of the Mississippi Mud Monster lineup, cast in fur, to start things off. In the visiting half of the 5th, Alpern fires pitch right at the knees for strike one. Well, first time out for Alpern. He did go a couple of innings, so someone you could expect to see more of a long relief guy. He was one of the names we mentioned very early in this game as being someone who's got a potential to be the 5th starter for Florence this year. We'll see what Bradley Wilson can do tomorrow. But 2 innings and 1 earned run on 3 hits. He did walk 3 with a couple of strikeouts on Friday against Evansville. Fastball misses inside and at the knees to Fur, who's reached both times, but he's 0 for 1 with a walk and reaching on an E6 back in the 3rd. Did steal a base after his walk in the 2nd inning. 2 balls, 1 strike, his count. Alpern finds that inside corner at the knees again, this time with a fastball, even the count. Alpern was the first pitcher we saw in spring training this year, getting the start of the first exhibition against Washington. Played 4 college seasons at Swarthmore College. Winds and fires the 2-2. Breaking ball outside for 4. Well, he just absolutely dominated his D3 competition at Swarthmore. All-region first team, thanks to D-Baseball back in 2024. Is that preseason All-American. Payoff pitch, singled right through the middle of the infield. Into center, and picked up by Shaney Phelps. Cruising into first base, casted first, got his first base hit of the day. So Mississippi try to do anything they can to just cut into this 4-run Florence lead. Alpern tries to take advantage of the bottom. Andrew Semo 0 for 2 at his first 2 ABs. But some traffic on the bases with nobody out. Alpern working from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch is popped up high in the air. Foul territory. Hank Zeisler now tailing back into fair territory. He's got it. Runner at first. Fur wasn't even a step off the first base bag. 1 pitch, 1 pop-up.
Hey, you had to be close
there. The first out. Yeah.
Had to be close. That's one I would not tag on.
I was going to say, you say you tag from anywhere.
On third, maybe. All the way across the diamond. Got to make a play at the plate.
Hey, you get to run it to home plate from first. Get to the 9-hitter, Slater Shield, 1 on, 1 out. 8-4, Florence lead. Popped high in the air, foul territory again. This one, Zeisler won't have a play on it. Gets up and into the seats. Shield, when you talk about the struggles for pitching today, none of it is more telling than what both teams' pitchers have done against 9-hitters. Shield, the 9-hitter for Mississippi, has come up twice. He has walked twice. Change-up way high, brings Gutierrez out of his crouch for ball 1.
Tell you what, Shields just got a good eye. I mean, he's put together some good plate appearances early on. If you can work this one a little bit more.
Just 167 on the batting average at his first 3 starts. Fouled back. Coming into today. He's another non-D1 guy, playing his college ball at IU Southeast before playing for a couple of teams in the Atlantic League a season ago and finally finding his home here in Mississippi. 1-2 count. Look at first. Now Alpern comes home, hit hard into right field, but just a couple of steps for Bobo ranging to his right. He'll glove it for out number 2. Opposite way, easy fly out for the right fielder. 2 down to the top of the 5th and back to the top of the lineup. Rayland Skinner already for the 4th time today. Not much of a lead, if any, for Furr off the first base bag. And not much attention here for Alpern. Comes home first pitch. Chopper over the head of Zeisler. Running after its Taylor. He has no chance. It gets all the way into the right field corner. Bobo bobbles it. A late stop sign at third base for Furr. But sprinting into second is Skinner. Rory Skinner is just having a field day, chopping it into the dirt. That's his second chopper that's gone for or third chopper that's gone for a base hit. This one a double because it just kind of got into no man's land. And two in scoring position here for Mississippi with 2 outs. That's Skinner's third hit of the day.
He also had a hard grounder over towards second for his only time being retired.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's got 4 plate appearances in the fifth now.
His goal is to drill the ball into the ground. Well, big opportunity and a 4-run deficit for Kyle Booker with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. He's 1 for 3, single and a couple of flyouts to center, and the first pitch is high for a ball. Fastball, fouled back, split him, 1-1. Not sure if there's anybody you'd want up more if you're Mississippi than Booker. Led the Mud Monsters in batting average and games played a season ago. And he has started his campaign off with a .333 batting average and a few ribbies. 1-1 change up, fouled back. Alpern walking the tightrope just a little bit. Still any out here will do, but cold time from Booker. It's Booker's first at-bat since he made that spectacular catch in the home half of the fourth to rob Zade Richardson of a base hit. Furr at third, Skinner at second base. 2 gun, kicks and fires. Fastball way upstairs to even the count up at 2-2. Florence still looking for their first win. Mississippi looking to keep the train rolling after a series win this past weekend. Breaking ball hit high in the air, middle of the infield. Originally, Alpern wants to call for it, and he will take it. The pitcher right in front of the mound calls for it and catches the pop-up to strand a couple. Halfway through this ball game, and Florence still doubling up Mississippi 8-4, even after a scare in the top of the fifth. We go to the home half of the fifth, right here on the Home Team Network, powered by HTN.
Hooves hang out pitching change here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Braden Forsyth, the right-handed pitcher, in for Brenton Thiels. Hooves hang out pitching change, looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria.
Kid Taylor will be the first batter that Forsyth will face. 6, 7, and 8. Thiels' long day is officially over after just around 90 pitches in his 4 innings. He gives up 8 runs, all of them earned. Taylor saw a pitch down the middle of the zone. Now slider ends just a bit above the zone. He's 0 for 1 today. Reached on a walk back in the 3rd inning. This will be the 2nd appearance of the year for Forsyth. Threw a couple of innings against Gateway back on Friday. Blew a fastball by Taylor, swing and a miss, 1-2. 1 run, it was earned. That was on a solo shot. That was one of the 2 base hits that he gave up. Did strike out a pair. He also walked a couple. One of the harder throwers for this Mississippi team. Goes off speed, and Keita Taylor was way out in front. Forsyth folded. First strikeout of the game for the Mississippi bullpen. It's an 8-4 Florence lead. Again, all 8 runs earned to Thiels, and both teams now into the bullpen. All 4 have been in the first 2 innings for Mississippi, so a nice rebound for Florence to hold them scoreless in the last 3 innings. Florence got one just an inning ago in the bottom of the 4th. Now it's the 7-hitter, Sergio Gutierrez. Big swing and a miss on a changeup low. Gutierrez, another Florence guy who's got some affiliated ball experience for a pretty good period of time, too. He spent 6 years in the Arizona Diamondbacks system. He went it all the way up to AAA Reno. He lost his bat. That's not broken. He just lost it on a slow dribbler over to second base. DeClaus picks it up and throws to first, and the bat ends up all the way towards second base. Either he just lost it or a huge chunk of the bat got broken there.
Just a sliver left in his hand.
Oh, so he does have some left in his hand as he jogs back. That's too quickly retired. They'll deliver what is about 85% of the bat off the broken bat back to the Florence dugout. Strikeout and a broken bat ground out on the first 2 batters faced for Forsyth. Now Garrett Broussard, who's 0 for 1. Takes the first pitch down the middle of the zone on a fastball. Walk in his last appearance a couple of innings ago. Couple of seasons in Indy ball so far for Broussard. Changeup misses below the knees. After completing his college bowl at Utah Valley, he was someone that benefited from the COVID years. We got a 5th season after every collegiate athlete in that COVID year was just granted another year of eligibility. This one singled back up the middle. Diving stop at second for DeClaus. Not going to be enough. And Broussard is into first base with his first hit of the game. 2-out noise for Florence as Dylan Baker will try to keep the inning going. But Broussard, the all-time games played leader for Utah Valley in his 5 seasons out in the WAC. Now Dylan Baker with a runner on first and 2 outs. Goes fastball to start him off. Fired it in the dirt for a ball. Baker never fooled. 0 for 1. He has himself a walk, but he bounced into a 5-4-3 double play in the 3rd inning. Out of the stretch, 1-0. Fastball misses outside this time. Baker, one of the many local kids here for Florence when it comes to where they played their college ball, not where his hometown is. Comes up north from Tampa, Florida, but played at Miami University in Ohio and Oxford. 2-0. Fastball chopped right into the Mississippi dugout. Make it 2-1. Well, it was a 2-for-9 start in the first 3 games for Baker. He's going to be the everyday shortstop for Florence. Not really a ton of options to play shortstop. Baker plays a really solid short. 2-1, grounder down the third base side. Going to be batting towards the bottom of the lineup. One of those guys that he's so good defensively, and he'll hit towards the bottom of the lineup, so anything he can provide with a bat will be a bonus. Defensive specialist last year for Florence. Got a lot of starts at short for him in the second half of the year. 2-2, runner out first, 2 outs. Out of the stretch, this one lined over the third baseman Holton into left field. Station to station, a jog over to second from Broussard. So after 2 outs recorded here from Forsythe, 8-9 hitters with back-to-back singles, Broussard and Baker. Now back to the top of the lineup for Tyler Shadyfeld. Shadyfeld with his first real RBI opportunities today. Led off the first and fourth innings. Had a runner on first and his second AB in the second. He's reached all 3 times, a couple of singles and a walk. And the first pitch isn't anywhere near the zone on a fastball up and away. Again, the only run given up so far for Forsythe, and now his first 3 innings of the season are from a solo shot against Gateway. Just gets the top part of the zone to Shadyfeld, who's not happy with the call. Of course, Shadyfeld can have one of those smaller frames, and you would think have one of the smaller strike zones, but that one seemed like the umpire was calling it for a normal hitter. One and one. Another fastball, this time called strike on the inner part, so Shadyfeld has fallen down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Couple of good runners on the base paths for Florence. Broussard at second, and Baker at first base. And of course, the man at the plate can motor too. 1-2, way off the plate again. Well, Forsythe's misses have not been necessarily competitive on the last few batters. He's gotten a generous strike zone, especially here to Shadyfeld. But a lot of easy decisions for Florence hitters in 7, 8, 9 parts of the lineup after they got Gutierrez to ground out. But it's even at 2-2 here. Side of the belt, looks at second, kicks and deals home. Fouled up behind the plate to the left side near the suites here at Thomas More Stadium. Seen a lot of offense today. Nothing out of the realm of possibilities. Florence would love more insurance. Already onto their 4-run lead. Try 2-2 again. Way outside, ball 3. That breaking ball is what Forsythe's really struggling with. Fastball he's been able to locate pretty well to the first 5 batters he's faced in this game. Long look at second. Now comes home with a payoff. It's low for ball 4. So a couple of questionable calls here to Shadyfeld, but he still works another walk, his second of the game. And in 5 innings of baseball so far, Tyler Shadyfeld has reached all 4 times via 2 singles and 2 walks. And now, well, as dangerous as it gets, with the bases loaded at 2 outs, you have to face Hank Zeisler, who's already hit a couple of home runs. He's looking for the home run cycle. He's got a 2-run home run today, a 3-run home run today.
And an RBI ground. He's got 6 RBIs.
6 RBIs, fastball up and away on the first pitch. You got to think Forsythe's being extra careful, but there's nowhere to put Zeisler.
You know who's enjoying it most is Shadyfeld, who scored on all 3 times.
Yes. Can Shadyfeld make it 4 for 4? After the first pitch, ball 2, Zeisler. You're going to come out and have a conversation. This one called by Andrew Simo. And a little bit extra words of encouragement, too, from Slater Shield, the Mississippi shortstop. First pitch ball. Now Zeisler, the Frontier League MVP runner-up from a season ago. Had 20-plus home runs. Immense power. Now 2 of them. Start this year on this home opener. Back out to the mound to pitch the 1-0 count. Right at the knees, a changeup called for a strike to Zeisler. Forsythe got off to a really good start of the inning after he struck Taylor out and got Gutierrez to chop the second on a broken bat contact. 1-1 pitch. Ooh, Zeisler way out in front. Another beautiful changeup. What a 2. So after back-to-back singles and a walk, he's just a strike away from getting out of the inning. Zeisler trying to give Florence fans even more of a show on the home opener. Both home runs have gone over the left field wall opposite way. 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt to even up. Now the final line for Thiels isn't pretty. 4 innings. I think the silver lining is he's able to complete 4, but 8 runs, all 8 of them earned on 7 hits, 4 walks. He did strike out 4 in his 4 innings. A lot of 4s though. 4 innings pitched, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and then the 4 home runs. Now a 2-2 pitch, way up and in, almost hits Zeisler. We've run full, and as this becomes one of the biggest pitches of this game so far. And see if Mississippi wants to stay in the game. Runners will be off on the pitch. Payoff with the bases loaded. It's inside, ball 4. So how about 5 RBIs on 2 home runs, 1 RBI ground out, and now an RBI on a walk. Florence plates run number 9 of the game. The lead is up to 5 for the Alls.
7 RBIs is up there with Zade Richardson from 2024 in his first game for the most I've seen as a member of the Florence Alls. That is impressive.
We're still in the 5th inning of this baseball game, Rory. And Florence still threatening with 2 outs in the inning, but it does not get any much easier after Zeisler. Now Brendan Bobo steps up. New 9-4 lead for Florence. First pitch, Bobo. Hits high in the air, a bit too high, shallow right. Booker coming in, Skinner as well. The center fielder will have it for out number 3. So Florence loads the bases with 2 outs, all with 2 outs. They get the run in on an RBI walk for Zeisler, who's done it in many different ways. Just one, though, as Forsythe leaves them loaded. Going to the 6th, it's 9-4 Y'alls. Rory Tettemer back on the mic right here on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Top half of the 6th inning, Florence on top 9-4. First pitch to Travis Holt, skies it high down the third baseline. Dylan Baker is working all the way back, and he makes the grab for the first pout. One pitch, one out for Liam Alpern. Back out to another inning of work. Y'all's on top 9-4. They've plated runs in the first, second, not the third, but the fourth and fifth. 4 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth, as the party keeps going against the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Now a 5-run lead. No lead is safe after we saw a 6-run lead pushed away in just 2 innings against Evansville on Saturday. First pitch, another sky fly pop out towards shallow center field. Shaney Felt went back, now is coming in, and he makes the grab. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Alpern. Got to think he likes that action.
I got to think Toby Hall loves that action too. When you just look at, trying to build your bullpen for the series. I think sample size is small, but you start to get a little bit of a feel of the difference Toby Hall is going to bring, maybe with bullpen management, and it feels almost more college-esque, where you're just trying to build guys because you have so many guys who are built out to be starters who pitch a while. Instead of a bunch of 1-inning bullpen guys, you might see somebody like Alpern be able to go in there, pitch 4 innings, more long relievers than you typically see in professional baseball.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good thing. You have the ability to do that with guys like McAvoy, who was a starter for the majority of last season. And Alpern is built out that way.
The 1-1 skied foul. Zeisler, Gutierrez going at it, but they run out of room. A missed catch there from a lucky fan. Ends up off the unlucky fan. Ends up off the dugout and then goes to another lucky fan. That might be Alexa over there, the GM of the Florence Y'alls' wife. Max Johnson. How about that? Two count. Be 1-2 actually. From the stretch. Called strike 3, off speed, dots up the outer half, and Alpern goes 1-2-3 quickly in the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Florence on top 9-4. Bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 9-4 Florence on our Thomas More scoreboard. Zade Richardson will lead things off for the Y'alls, followed by Marcus Brodell and Keenan Taylor, although it looks like Brodell's night is done. Jackson Tucker has grabbed a bat and is swinging in the on-deck circle. Brodell was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Looks like he will be pinch hit for by Tucker, probably relieved of his duties in left field as well. I'm assuming they'll keep Tucker in left like they did on Saturday, and Shaney Felt will stay in center.
You don't have many options, too, with a shorter bench. You elect to go with the 25-man roster. You elect to go with the 13 pitchers. So
looks like a new pitcher, too, out of our Hooves Hangout bullpen. Yeah, that'll be number 28, Tristan House. Tristan House, the new pitcher in for Mississippi. Brandon Forsythe's night is done. He goes just an inning, gives up 1 run, stranded the bases loaded, picked up a strikeout and 2 walks as well on 2 hits. Tristan House, the new righty, 6'4", 230 pounds. Hooves Hangout. Go visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. So Zade Richardson today, 2 for 3. Actually was robbed of extra bases his last time up as well. Florence with a 9-4 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. They have 9 hits to Mississippi's 8. It's been an offensive game. First pitch in there for a strike. Fastball in on the outer half. An 0-1 count to Richardson. Ben, you haven't been in the broadcast booth for this date in baseball history yet.
I have not.
Did we do it during exhibition play?
We did not know.
We did not. So this date in baseball history, you guys can hop in the time machine. And we'll look at everything that's happened on May 12th in baseball history. Talk about some fun things that occurred. Next inning, we got the debut of Rip That Pack on the, or at least the debut of Kurt Kramer in 2026. I did do it on the road. That one misses away, 2-1. So let's go May 12th, 1926. Walter Johnson wins the 400th game of his career, defeating the St. Louis Browns 7-4. Walter Johnson, obviously one of the greatest pitchers of all time. I actually saw his baseball card yesterday at an auction. Maybe it was Sunday at an auction.
I thought you were going to say you saw him play.
No,
I got really confused.
No, yeah, I'm pretty old here. And it was going for like $5, numbered out of 50. I was like, that's a Hall of Famer right there. I was like, I might scoop that up. I didn't, but for $5, I was like, that's a Hall of Fame numbered card to 50. Zade Richardson works a walk, his 3rd time on base today. But yeah, 1926 on this date, 400th game of his career he won. You don't see that often.
No.
You
probably pitch the next day too. And
yeah, you might not see that again.
No.
That's when, pitchers were winning 20, 30 games in a season.
Yeah.
9-4 Florence leads. Looks like our score bug on Home Team Network shows 8-4. It is 9-4 in the bottom of the 6th. There we go. Jackson Tucker now officially in for Marcus Brodell. Pinch hitter. Again, we know Toby Hall is pretty loose with the pinch hitter, and I like it. We didn't have many last year. He's used them to some success already. Florence has had Brett Blomquist and Sergio Gutierrez pinch hit in a couple spots there. Blomquist picked up a hit and a walk, and then Gutierrez picked up a walk as well. I know Blomquist ended up coming in to score, so he puts in a person that comes in to score, picks up someone that gets a hit. It's pretty good.
Well, I think this is a perfect situation for it too. It's early in the year. You're trying to get as many at-bats as you possibly can. And it's not like you feel like there's going to be a situation down the stretch where you might need one or might need some flexibility. Off the bench, of course, anything can happen.
Gutierrez had
last weekend.
Yeah. Gutierrez had an RBI walk, so you also got an RBI out of it. That one's in there for a strike, a 1-1 count to Jackson Tucker. But in 1958, Willie Mays hits his first grand slam in the history of the San Francisco Giants and adds another home run as Los Angeles loses 12-3. That one's skied out towards right field. It's well hit, sending Booker all the way right in front of the warning track. Staying over at first is Zade Richardson. Nice little pinch hit. 92 miles per hour off the bat from Jackson Tucker. Just a fly ball, one out way. Brings up Keenan Taylor. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. We'll learn a little bit more about Tristan House. New pitcher in for the Mud Monsters. House was drafted in the 2026 Frontier League draft by Mississippi. Ended up making the roster and staying with the roster. And skied foul out of play. 0-1 count to Taylor. 2025. He was drafted 8th overall by the Saranac Lake Surge of the Empire Professional League. Empire Professional League. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of it. I think it is one of the better non-MLB partner leagues.
Yeah. And then the Pecos League is not an MLB partner league. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. He spent 2024 with the Roswell Invaders of the Pecos League. Still very new to pitching. Started 3 years ago and can touch 96. How about that? 3 years ago he started pitching and can touch 96.
Gosh.
Big swing and a miss there from Keenan Taylor. That was only 83. Taylor down 0-2. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Stranded at second back in the third inning. Richardson over at first with one away in the bottom of the sixth. Florence with a 9-4 lead. House working from the stretch on the third base side of the rubber. Fires in the 0-2 swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, Simo. Taylor down on strikes once again for the second out of the inning. Going to bring up Gutierrez.
Yeah, it's Taylor's second strikeout of the day. Hasn't quite looked like himself. Got contact on that fly out to center and then a walk, but back-to-back strikeouts. Florence fans getting their first home action of him. He's someone I'm really excited about.
Yeah,
coming over from Evansville.
Swinging a little hard there, I thought. 82 miles per hour, just trying to muscle all of it out there. But, yeah, no, had a very good Saturday. 3-run homer and then picked up another RBI single. First pitch to the lefty, Gutierrez. He swings through it.
Maybe a little bit of the first weekend breaded Bobo medicine with the just swing a little bit too hard.
I think, for Tristan House right now, he's getting swings and misses on his off-speed stuff, not to mention that he throws 96 or can touch 96. 0-1 swing and a miss there. It's the last 4 or 5 pitches have all been off-speed. 83 dots up the outer half. 0-2 count out to Gutierrez. That's 24-45 on the spin rate.
Well, that's one of the biggest things is it's a stereotypical example of he is trying to transition himself from a thrower to more of a pitcher. And that off-speed is everything.
0-2, fastball called, strike 3, frozen at the bottom of the zone at 91 there from House. He works a very nice inning after a leadoff walk and puts up a goose egg for the Florence offense. We head to the top of the 7th. It's 9-4 Y'alls when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top of the 7th inning, Florence on top 9-4. Liam Alpern back out for another inning of work. Picked up a strikeout to end the 6th, 1-2-3 frame for Alpern. He's now back out for his 4th inning of work. That was his 2nd strikeout in the outing. Pitched scoreless so far against Mississippi. They haven't been able to figure out the lefty. Here's a lefty-lefty battle. Jackson Nicholas against Liam Alpern. First pitch missing away, a 1-0 count. Should be seeing Kurt Kramer come in soon. Although I will say, you're going to see at some point during this season, Kurt Kramer just not joining us for the Rip That Pack segment. And it is
We can't start that game one.
I know. It's going to just drive me crazy. That's what's going to happen. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Outer half at 87 there from Alpern. No, Alpern's got both parents tuning in. Apparently, Liam told me that the last time he was out there when, it was extra innings, he had there was like a family watch party, family friends watch party, and Liam was like, well, what are you guys going to do if I was just getting hit around? Thank God he pitched well. Again, there was nothing you could do in the extra innings. That one's, just not on him at all. You start with that runner on second. Evansville, well-executed bunt. Very nice. They did that twice in the series. But, yeah, just nothing you could do in extra inning play there. 2-2. Misses upstairs. Doesn't get credit for the run against him, but he does get credit for the loss, unfortunately. That situation you'll see, obviously, in person when you have to start walking intentionally walking the bases loaded. It's never a good sign. Payoff pitch. Fastball misses inside. Leadoff walk there for Niklas.
Yeah, I mean, Alpern could just become a weapon out of the bullpen with this length. I know we've talked about it. But, I mean, this is going into his fourth inning now.
Yeah. He's stretched out for sure. He could probably cover. I'm assuming this would be his last. I think I see some action in the bullpen. Maybe Max Whitesell warming up too. First pitch in there for a strike. Wonder if Florence does get into a save situation, where they will go. Hopefully they just keep it a 5-run lead and don't even got to worry about it. At this point, Alpern would qualify for the win, though.
Yeah, only 3 from Villalobos.
Yep. 0-1 foul down the third base line.
The most impressive thing about all of it, Rory, though, is Alpern's he's at 33 or 32 pitches right now.
Wow. He is like Zach Wheeler earlier today.
That was a really quick top of the
Yes,
sixth.
it was. Got 2 outs on 2 pitches. Here's his 0-2. Fastball missing at the top of the zone at 91.
Actually, I don't think that updated the 6th. It was 28 before the 6th.
Okay.
But again, not many in the 6th. So probably around 40 right now.
Yeah. Nobody out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missing downstairs, 80 miles per hour there. Probably a changeup, 15-13 on the spin rate.
Still working with our iScore system for the first time, which I think I could speak for everyone. Said it's been a welcomed new feature.
2-2, fouls it away. Alpern, obviously the Swarthmore alum. 9-8 record, a 3.78 ERA, collegiate play. 2023 D3 baseball, all region first team. The 2-2. Fastball missing inside. Just barely off the plate on TrackMan. 90 miles per hour there, trying to freeze the righty Caston Fur. Can confirm that Tucker did take over in left field for Marcus Brodell. So Schoenfeld stays in center, Bobo in right. 3-2 high and deep down the left field line, but well foul. Over onto the Florence team store.
They got Tucker playing really deep in left field, too. He's barely in front of the track right now. Maybe for good reason after that first foul ball.
Now a full count. The runner on first and nobody out. The payoff pitch fouls it back. A good fight here from Caston Fur. He's 1 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. game's kind of in the twilight zone era of this. I don't think Kurt knows it's the 7th inning. 3-2 misses downstairs. Battle one there from Furr. That'll put runners first and second. 2 walks to lead off the inning.
This is where you start to think about Alpern. But there's just nothing going on in the Florence bullpen. They'll finally send some guys down there.
Yeah, and it's Max Whitesell who will enter the pen. Toby Hall's going to go try and calm him down, give some time for Whitesell to warm up. Got to say, what I did enjoy is Florence now has this wrapped van that is right in front of the team store. And it's apparently Toby Hall's. It's like a luxury van in there. There's 4 seats and then a bed in the back, plus a TV where they could play some games. It's out on the concourse as if like people can go and like sit inside it or just maybe take a view at it. But it's really cool. It's all wrapped in Florence, wrapping there. It says Halls Y'alls on one of the pieces inside. Really cool. And it has like a trailer to go along with it where there's cornhole being set up as well. That's down the third base line on the concourse right in front of the team store.
Did you fully go inside of it? Did you get the sofa chair feeling and everything, or?
I went inside. I mean, I would have taken a nap if they would have let me. Runners first and second. Nobody out. Meeting on the mound is done. Here in the top half of the 7th inning, Florence with a 9-4 lead. The batter is Andrew Semo, who's 0 for 3.
What's the protocol? It's my first time. You rip that pack to the bottom of the 7th?
Yeah, you rip that pack until Kurt comes, and then if he doesn't come, I'm just ripping a pack on myself, I guess. Now misses high and away, 2-0. Alpert's got to find it soon here. Don't want to walk the bases loaded to open the inning. Double play would do wonders right now for the young rookie. Still a good amount of fans on hand. Trying to catch the end of this Y'all's hopeful win. 2-0 in there for a strike at 90.
He's basically getting into a spot where Semo's saying, you got to prove it first.
Mm-hmm.
And you can throw one over the plate.
We had a sub 2-hour game last year. It was when Westcott was on the mound.
Sub 2.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. These last 2 games have gone to 3 hours, and this one looks like it's headed that way. That one's popped up first base side. Zeisler circling around for it. He makes the grab. It was an infield fly call as well. First out of the inning. Runners stay put first and second.
I was going to say, I don't think this one's got a chance sub 2, considering it's
No, it does not.
About 3.5 in, a little under 3.5. Or 2.5, geez.
2.5, yeah. Broadcasters don't got to do math in college.
No.
Did you have any math courses?
I did. Rory, math was my best subject.
Real in college? How many classes?
In high school, college. Oh, well, college just one.
Okay, in college just one.
I took finite mathematics.
Finite mathematics? Oh, my gosh.
This is basically a combination of algebra and some trigonometry.
Off speed in there for a strike. I tested out of math.
I got an A.
You got an A?
Yeah, there was about 250 people in the class, one of about 40, 45 who got an A.
Yeah, Emerson, not a math school for sure. But either way, I had tested out enough in high school. Our good buddy Matt Fornash bringing us some hot dogs in the booth. Hot, too. Some hot dogs. That's why they're called that.
This thing is wrapped softer than that T-shirt you wrapped.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I might mistake one. Here.
An 0-2 count to the righty Slater Shield. Alpern with runners on first and second and one away. Top of the 7th, Florence with a 9-4 lead. A look at 2, the 0-2 pitch. Slider misses inside. It's a 1-2 count. Gotta say, I enjoy the new painted signs on the field. Thornbush Whiskey and Community Trust Bank. I don't know if you could see them well on the broadcast. Maybe if you get that third to first look, but They look very good. 1-2, fastball called, strike 3 on the outer half. 91 froze Slater's shield. He's not happy about it, but that's a great spot from Liam Alpern. He picks up his 3rd K of the day.
There's been some conversations behind the plate today. Tyler Shaney felt really unhappy with what actually ended up being a walk.
Yeah. Here's another guy that's been, tough to get out is Braylon Skinner. He is 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 singles, and a double. And I don't think he's hit the ball in the air once. It's all been ground balls and then just using his legs to his advantage. Off speed, beautifully placed in there for a strike.
It's all been high choppers, too. It's all just killed into the dirt.
It's the Craig Massey specialty.
Yeah.
You weren't here. Massey, the ageless wonder, the veteran, used it to his advantage all the time. Hit a high ball from the lefty batter's box over to third and then just beat out the throw. That one gets away from Gutierrez. He'll hold it everywhere. Runners move to second and third. Take away a force out. That's a wild pitch there from Liam Alpern. 90 must have just slipped out of the hands. Still good metrics on it. 23.02 spin rate. Can't be mad about that. 1-1 count in the lefty-lefty battle. The delivery. Slider misses away. It's another really good spot. Something I was happy to see from Alpern. He was facing a veteran, a guy in Dakota Phillips for Evansville, who had his jersey retired the very next day. And pitched backwards to him. Went off speed first. And as a rookie to throw an off speed to a veteran and know that you're placing it in there for a strike in a tough spot. Fastball barely misses outside, 3-1. That just showed me everything I needed to know about Alpern and the confidence he has in his pitches, and not only his fastball, that's obviously plus grade at low 90s, but his off speed stuff too.
He has come in and attacked. I mean, these walks kind of remind me a little bit more of just fatigue walks as opposed to getting scared against some of these Mississippi hitters.
I don't even mind that walk right there. You had first base open. Skinner's a tough out. Pitch away to him and see if he chases anything. That'll bring up Kyle Booker, who's 1 for 4.
The one downside is it does bring up Booker, who's a bit more of a dangerous hitter than Skinner probably.
Florence on top, 9-4. Top of the 7th. Bases loaded. Off speed, misses inside. That is off the plate. So it's not a bad call from the umpire, but the Florence faithful just trying to get something in the zone. The 1-0. Off speed, that runs inside. And will walk in a run. That might do it. So he's walked the bases loaded, then a hit by pitch will bring in a run for Mississippi. It's 9-5 Florence.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot, and there goes Hall.
Yeah, that'll do it for Alpern. Still end up with the win as it stands right now. However, tying run comes to the plate and a dangerous hitter in Travis Holt. We'll have our Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change when we return on the Frontier League Network powered by HTN. Least famous recipe chicken pitching change with a new wing coming into the game. Pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Least famous recipe chicken. Max Whitesell, the new righty in for Florence. Liam Alpern's night is done. Whitesell trying to clean it up. The bases loaded and 2 away. First pitch in there for a strike to the righty Travis Holt. Liam Alpern, 3 2/3 innings pitched. 2 hits. Right now just 1 run, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It's an unofficial line for Alpern, who's on tap for all 3 on base. The 0-1 fastball dots up the outer half in there. 0-2. Beautifully placed. Got a quick comment here from Shannon, who says she was just there and got a game ball from player 3. That'd be Brendan Bobo. Congratulations. I love that enthusiasm. Go to the game, you leave, throw it on the radio.
Be one of my favorite players to get a baseball from.
Absolutely. 0-2 count, 2 away with the bases loaded. Florence with a straight-up defense, infield push back. Holt the batter. 1 for 4 today with an RBI single in the second. Got to assume a single would score at least 2 with Skinner on second. Whitesell to stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Slider misses away. I see Kurt Kramer on the concourse. That means he's going to get a text. Whitesell, the 1-2. Check swing. Goes all the way around, and Whitesell picks up a strikeout and strands the bases loaded. We head to stretch time at Thomas More Stadium. Florence with a 9-5 lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. I don't know if we hear them saying coming back. This is us. I said, I don't know if we hear them. I haven't heard them. All right, everybody, let's get into the 7th inning. Which one? Stretch labs. Stretch labs team of highly trained flexologists will give you a deeper stretch than you can ever achieve on your own. Visit stretchlab.com to find a location near you. All right, we're going to send it down to the third base dugout. And take me out to the All-Star. What did I send Kurt? Those are not elementary students. Sing along. I don't think we've called a airplane flyover. There you go, buddy. This was right on the I didn't hear this. You guys can hear this on 94 months. Stretch time always brought to you by the Stretch Lab. New partner of the Florence Y'all. Stretch Lab's team of highly trained flexologists will give you a deeper stretch than you can ever achieve on your own. Visit stretchlab.com to find a location near you today. Right-handed pitcher Tristan House back out to work for the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Florence on top 9-5. Broussard, Baker, and Shaney Felt 8-9-1 due up for Florence. Trying to add to a 4-run lead. They haven't scored in just the 3rd and the 6th innings. Pitch clock violation. Should go on the pitcher there, 1-0.
Yeah, that one's going to be on House.
It's a great job there from Caden Sexton, the rookie out of Finneytown, Ohio. And Broussard cranks one into right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Goes all the way to the wall. Broussard on his way to second, and he'll stop there with a leadoff double. And a little point to the bullpen.
I'll tell you what, in a spot where, there is some uncertainty, maybe that third base position when it comes to starter going down, Broussard's had a pretty nice game, been on 3 times now, a couple of base hits.
That was away on that single. Where did he put that single at? Up the middle?
just straight up the middle, hard line drive right up the
Yeah,
middle.
he works a lot of opposite field. I've noticed his, 2 doubles on the season, both sent out to right field or right center field, and then the single, up the middle. So he's middle and away type of guy. And that's something I kind of like there. Brings up Dylan Baker. That double always brought to you by Taco Mama. All y'all's doubles brought to you by Taco Mama. Anytime is a good time for a margarita. Visit the new location in Union off of US Route 42. Excited to have Taco Mama joining us this season. Went over for that partnership meeting. They gave us a couple of tacos. Couldn't be upset with that. 1-0. That one's roped into the left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Broussard will get the wave around third. He'll be in without a throw. On the way to second is Dylan Baker with back-to-back doubles. Florence takes a 10-5 lead.
I like the production today out of the 8-9 hitters for Florence. That's something that could be so important down the stretch when teams start to pitch guys like Zeisler and Bobo a little differently.
That's another double brought to you by Taco Mama. Anytime's a good time for a margarita. Go visit them in Union. Back to the top of the order, and Tyler Schoenfeld. What a wildly different inning. Broussard and Baker with back-to-back doubles after Tristan House looked pretty dominant after a leadoff walk from Zade Richardson. Commanding all of his off-speeds, throwing the fastball by him. He's flashing mid-90s. Low to mid-90s. The 1-0. In there for a strike. 1-1 count to Schoenfeld. He's been on base in all 4 plate appearances. He's 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 3 runs scored. Runner in scoring position for him and Baker. The 1-1 misses inside.
Still no Kurt.
I don't know what to tell you. Saw him on the concourse, and he was chatting around, so he's certainly free.
First time I met Kurt, it was the first thing he mentioned. You better be ready for it with that pack. And I don't get ripped
And you should let him hear it if he does come up.
1,000%.
The 3-1 count to Schoenfeld. The 3-1, high and away. 5th time Tyler Schoenfeld has been on base today. And if not for a 6 RBI day or 7 RBI day from Hank Zeisler, you'd be looking at your player of the game. That's his 3rd walk. He's halted by Baker at second, so he can't steal his second base of the day. Now let's see if Hank Zeisler with 2 runners on can add to his RBI total.
No way, right?
He's got to be up there with Richardson from opening day 2024, and then I think Steven Hrustich last year. He had 3 home runs. I mean, that's got to equal. That really has to equal probably 8 RBIs, I would assume. Let me go back to my game notes from last season. It happened pretty early on. Hrustich with 8 last year, on that 3 home run night. So Zeisler right now at 7. He needs 1 more RBI to tie Hrustich. Hector Nieves also with an 8 RBI game in 2025.
How about it?
How about that? Released by the New Jersey Jackals right before opening day. 0-2 count to the captain. 2-run homer and a 3-run homer. 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. I believe Marlies Zeisler chimed in, saying that, they're watching, and then his wife Kate is at the game. No Finley, though. Hopefully Finley on Sunday. The 1-2. Fouls it away off the leg.
Is there a correlation in Zeisler better stats when Finley's in attendance?
No, but there's a correlation of me being happier when Finley's in attendance.
And when Zeisler has 7 RBIs, right?
And when Zeisler, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Especially 2 home runs when I'm on the broadcast.
Yeah.
When I'm doing
I
the
I have the RBI walk.
Yes.
And the ground out.
There you go. The 1-2. Skies it foul. I guess that's the danger of that van over there.
You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Foul ball all the way over to the team store. I didn't even want to say anything.
That beautiful van.
That beautiful van might be in danger. Hope those windows are covered by Jack's glass.
I think if Toby saw a Y'all's player hit the van, that you might get cut.
They have a TV going on right now playing hockey. There's a ground ball right side. Tyler Schoenfeld leaped over it. Throw goes to second to put away Schoenfeld. Zeisler safe over at first. Fielder's choice 4-6 on the put away of Schoenfeld. Runners now at the corners. Good job there from Schoenfeld to avoid that ball. Baker on third, Zeisler on first, Florence on top 10-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Kurt Kramer, I see him walking up, or saw him walking up. Looks like we'll be doing rip that pack in the 8th. Zeisler takes off. That one skied out towards center field. Well hit. Skinner all the way back to the warning track. He runs out of room. A 3-run blast from Brendan Bobo, his 2nd of the game. This one's blown open. It's 13-5.
Brendan Bobo is about to go 3 for 5 with a couple home runs and 4 RBIs and not get player of the game.
His 4th RBI of the day, only matched by Zeisler's 7. That's a sports of all sorts home run. Florence takes a commanding lead here. Now 8 runs, the highest on the season.
So how about that? Your offense puts up 13 runs. 11 of them RBIs from Zeisler and Bobo. A big part of that, Schoenfeld has scored 5 times now.
And Richardson was a solo shot. The only other RBI was Dylan Baker this inning.
Yeah.
Who just came in to score. Brings up Zayd Richardson. Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson went back-to-back-to-back in the first. Off speed in there for a strike. By the way, that was 105 off the bat for Brendan Bobo. I mean, that was, we said Richardson was straightaway center field. Yeah. That was dead center field. Yeah. In 0-1, big swing and a miss there from Richardson. 86-mile-per-hour slider in there for a strike. Oh-2. Pop foul and out of play. Well, Florence Y'alls fans, you got to love that. Especially when you were lacking the pop in Evansville.
Yeah.
To come back and get that, 5 home runs. Is that what it is? 5 today?
5. Still from the 3 players.
You got to be happy about that. The 0-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Simo, and that will end the inning. But 4 runs come across for Florence. We head to the top of the 8th. It's a commanding 13-5 lead when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Oh, I miscounted. That was only 2 outs. Get more baseball. Get more baseball. You're right. I thought that fielder's choice was a double play, actually.
No, I think you still thought it was spring training exhibition games where we're just ending innings.
Just ending.
Pitchers.
I honestly thought they were walking off there. Commentator cam's frozen. We're all good here. Jackson Tucker at the plate. Pinch hitter for Marcus Brodell. Back last inning. Flied out to right field. 1-0. Misses upstairs. 2-0. He's had a very good eye. Start this season. He's worked a couple of walks. All right, so bottom of the 7th, it's 13-5. 2-0 fouled away.
Yeah, Florence fans should be excited to see, once Tucker starts to get on base a little bit, show off the wheels. But this is already just a collectively very fast Florence team.
2-1 in there for a strike.
Tucker might be the fastest. It's always tough with Tyler Schoenfeld in there.
Oh yeah, you'd have to put up a race to see who's faster there. I couldn't give you a clear answer. 2-1. Misses inside.
Thought I hit him for a second.
Both scoreboards saying different things. I believe it is a full count. There it is. The payoff pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Jackson Tucker picks up a walk. Continue this inning. Action in the Mississippi bullpen. A righty warming up. Really does mop-up work for the Mud Monsters.
Right. So I think at this point there's only 4 more outs to get.
Yep. They got 6 outs to play with on offense. Trying to mount an 8-run comeback as it stands right now. Keenan Taylor wants to join the home run action. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. Tucker takes off. The pitch misses high and inside. Throw down to second, not in time.
There it is. There's the speed. Led St. John's all 4 seasons he was there in stolen bases.
Second stolen base of the season for Jackson Tucker. Second stolen base of the day for the Florence offense. Like I said, it's going to be him and Schoenfeld competing all year long. The 1-0 to Keenan Taylor. Fouls it away off the mask of the catcher. Home plate umpire will give him a little bit of a breather. Taylor was House's first victim via the K. It's a 1-1 count with the runner on second, 2 away. 13-5, Florence leads. 1-1 high hopper over towards the third baseman. Holt, long throw to first is in time to end the inning. Florence picks up 4 runs. We head it to the top of the 8th. It's 13-5 Y'alls when we return to the Frontier League Network powered by HTN. Top of the 8th inning, Max Whitesell back out for another inning of work. It'll be Holman, De La Rosa, and Niklas due up for the Mud Monsters, who are trailing 13-5 to the Y'alls. Top of the 8th. Excited to have you guys here, tuning in to Home Team Network. I believe we should have Kurt Kramer joining us this inning. Be able to see the first Rip That Pack segment. A little delayed. We're supposed to get it in the 7th. And we'll have to let Kurt hear it a little. We just saw our first iteration of closest to the pin by our Kenton County Golf Course sponsor. 0-1 count to the lefty Holman. He's 0 for 1 today 1 for 2 today. It's a single and a walk with a sacrifice fly. That one's in there for a strike. 0-2. Whitesell came in for Liam Alpern with the bases loaded, and he struck out his only victim. So 1 batter, 1 strikeout, and he's got another down 0-2. 0-2 pitch, check swing. Bottom of the zone, doesn't go around. Looked good either way. Now a 1-2 count. Holman, the lefty out of the Dodgers farm system. His first season with Mississippi. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses away. Spent some time with the Great Lake Loons as well as the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 2025. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch. Roped down the right field line, but foul. Ooh, it takes a hard kick off the wall right over to Brendan Bobo. Gives a souvenir to a lucky fan. Yep, the stadium's definitely cleared out here on this Tuesday work night. Still some of those Florence faithful tuning in, trying to see the end of a Y'all's win. Why not? You paid for the ticket. Only $2 for the ticket today, but got to see the win. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses downstairs. Nice little changeup from Max Whitesell. A full count now. Got the official attendance for tonight, 3,349 in attendance. How about that? 3,349, almost a sellout crowd here. Thomas More Stadium. Ground ball up the middle. Diving play from Baker. Glances off his glove in a shallow center field. That'll be an infield single for Jack Holman to start off the 8th. Brings up Samil De La Rosa. He's 1 for 4. But 3,349 in attendance.
And I think that's pretty close to being as true as possible at 3,300.
Yeah, there's always a few that, stay at home instead of coming out, or, season ticket holders that, obviously have already purchased tickets but weren't able to come. But, yeah, no, I mean, certainly not when you look at it right now, but it was full at the beginning of this game. Now, this game's now, right at the 3-hour mark.
You literally couldn't ask for a better opening night, though, in terms of weather.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a beautiful night. And we finally have the return of Cowboy Kurt Kramer joining us on the broadcast booth for our Rip That Pack segment. We'll let him get settled in here. 1-1 in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, 1-2.
My first Rip That Pack.
And you guys are wearing the same collared shirt.
Pretty close. Mine's Champion, his is Under Armour, but same color.
There you go. All right, we got Cowboy Kurt Kramer joining us in the broadcast booth. Kurt, how are you doing today? There's a fly ball out to shallow center field. Shaney fell all over it. He makes the grab for the first down of the inning.
What a great night tonight at Thomas More Stadium. A packed house. It's been crazy. It's been good. A little late to the Rip That Pack.
Hey, better late than never.
A little bit late. Right? I said at the beginning, the first thing you said to me when I met you was that you're ready for Rip That Pack. Now, first game of the year, I was ready and you were not.
Yeah, get used to it, Benny, because it is going to happen all year long. You're going to see me sprint from that point to that point to this point to that point, back to this point.
Kurt, it's a new broadcast, so you got to introduce yourself, the Director of Food and Beverage.
That's right. So Director of Food and Beverage here at the Florence Y'alls, amongst other things. Handyman extraordinaire, cowboy on the side, little outlaw in there, But, hey.
Singer?
Little singing action. I think I'm scheduled to do the anthem this year.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
0-1 misses outside, 1-1 count.
I did bring you guys some victory beverages for the evening.
Absolutely,
Little,
some Pepsis.
Ice cold Pepsi in the house. Now, of course, I'd like to remind all our fans, Nathan's Hot Dogs in the house this year on the Klosterman bun.
This year on the Klosterman bun.
I don't know about you gentlemen, but of course I am looking forward to some cold, tasty beers at the end of this game.
Always.
So, Roar, what did you bring us today?
Yeah, we got our 2025 update series pack for our Rip That pack. We'll show you guys. This was not the original plan. Right, let me tell you what. We had Caden on a wild goose chase, trying to find 2026 Top Series 1. Nobody had him.
We had him all over Florence, like your golf ball was all over Kent County
on
from
holes
16 through 18 yesterday.
16 to 17.
16, 17? Yeah, we skipped 18.
We skipped 18.
We just had
get
enough.
out of there, yes.
I felt good about my score. I came in with a nice 82 after a triple. Roar coming in with an 86.
2-2, college strength 3.
Well, you were slated to play Heritage up by me pretty recently. How did that go?
I did. I played in the Icky Woods Foundation, the Javante Woods Foundation, a great event, a lot of great people. I got to play with the great Cincinnati kicker, Mr. Doug Pelfrey. He was an absolute pleasure to play golf with. And Icky is, of course, Icky, man. He is awesome. He is an awesome character, and it was great to get to talk to him. And Heritage, of course, one of the best tracks around. So good day of golf out there for a good cause.
Two-way runner on first. Whitesell delivers a slider in there for a strike to Caston Fur.
A little shout out to Sophia the Swede. Ran into her, the women's long drive champion. I got her by 5 yards. It made me feel a little better about myself. Now, I striped it, man, and she striped, but I have to say she'd probably 100 swings in by the time I
got her tired. Another off-speed, beautifully placed in there. 0-2 with 2 away. I think we're going to have to save the pack open for the top of the bottom of the 8th.
Sounds good to me.
You came up here middle of the inning, so we'll wait because we got 2 quick outs here. Hopefully a strikeout right here. But Caston Furr's been on base in all 3 plate appearances. All 4 plate appearances. Reached on error in the 3rd. 2 walks and a single scored in the 2nd inning. Whitesell, the 0-2, hard hit through the right side of the infield. That'll go into right field for Bobo. Rounding second on the way to 3rd is Holman. He'll be in there without a throw. Runners at the corners. 2 away.
I got to see the Bobo dinger going in.
There's been 5 today.
Yeah, you didn't see the other 4?
I saw 2 of the other 5 total.
5 total. We got 2 from Hank Zeisler.
I saw Hank's
who's
first.
Got 7 RBIs.
In this game.
Yes, and we went back to back to back because we went Bobo after that and then Richardson 3 in a row. And then Hank hit another one and Bobo hit a second.
I'll have to give a shout out to Mr. Hank when I see him this week down in the clubhouse there.
Absolutely.
So 7 ribbies for Mr. Zeisler tonight.
7.
That is a heck of a night. That is a heck of a start to the season.
He's had a great start to the season. Was 6 for 13 in the series against Evansville. He's been on fire. That one's in there for a strike. Max Whitesell getting ahead in these counts, delivering first pitch strikes. That's always good to see. Andrew Semo, the batter, he's 0 for 4. And runners at the corners, Florence with a 13-5 lead. 2 away. The 0-1 misses outside. So it was a good offseason for you, Kurt?
Heck yeah, we were pretty busy. Of course, I got to spend time with my 2 little ones and my wife. It was, but we were busy here. We never stop at Thomas More. Of course, we have all the AU events going on, little yawlers and all that good stuff happening here. Of course, Thomas More, they start in February. If you're not in love with baseball and you're playing in 17-degree weather, what are you doing out here? Right?
No, I know.
We never stop. So a little break from the daily run around of the stadium and a little slower, a little more easier pace, but still busy this year.
And even concessions picked up a few sponsorships this year. Sweet Buckets, Thornbush, Klosterman, and we got Nathan's again. That was roped down the left field line, but foul into the Y'all's bullpen.
So yeah, definitely a shout out to all those new sponsors we've got in the house. It's good to have them here this season, offering some good products to all our fans. Of course, I was looking forward to Rip That Pack.
Yes.
I know I've been coming in and talking about it in the office for the past 3 months. So shout out to Caden out there for the goose chase we sent him on to get our packs today.
An update series, I had just pulled a numbered card out of this on Saturday. So Not on the broadcast. I mentioned my misfortune with pulling number cards off the broadcast, but let's hope that we can get one on the broadcast this time around. That one misses the way, a full count. Kurt, what do you think of that new van down there on the third base concourse? Have you seen it?
That is plush. I have already informed the owners that I will be sleeping in it at least once this season.
I mean, it's amazing.
It's a little dangerous, though, down that third base line. We saw a foul ball almost hit it earlier.
Yeah, it's covered by Jack's glass. That's what I've got to be told. And airport paint and body.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing is a luxury cruise.
It is.
On 4 wheels.
4 comfy seats and then a bed.
I think there's
plus
a
TV.
stove in it.
Is there? Yeah, there was like a kitchen. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Max Whitesell with a little bit of excitement as well. His 3rd K of the outing. And Strand's runners at the corners. We head to the bottom of the 8th. When we come back, it's time for Rip That Pack, officially with Kurt Kramer. Don't go anywhere. Florence Yells Baseball coming up. Bottom of the 8th. Should be number 9, A.J. Fritz, now on the mound for the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Looks like he has a fan base in attendance as well. They just stood up and cheered for A.J. Fritz. So it will be a position player, although, Ben, I'll be one to say, he doesn't look like a position player out there.
That's the number we have on the roster, but you're right. I mean, you never know, guys come from college level, maybe as a two-way guy, and end up settling on one side of the ball. But he looks like someone who is practicing pitching currently. Fan base though makes sense, from Lebanon, Ohio. So
okay,
just about an hour from Florence here.
He might work himself into a trade soon. A position player that can throw.
8 runs is about the cutoff where you usually do see position players. So I would say that he just looks like a position player who can really pitch it.
Well, we're about to find out.
So, yeah, his college career, pitcher, right fielder, second baseman from Lebanon, Ohio. Last finished at LSU Shreveport, and then has been playing in the Pioneer League with Great Falls. And he's pitched there, too. Last year, a 1-2 record and a 10.65 ERA. 7 games, 3 starts. Like he was starting a little, too. Off speed in there for a strike 1-0. 1-1. Let's get to our Rip That Pack first. Should we give you the honors, Kurt?
Sure. I'll start us out this season. All right. Just put a little heat on our start,
So Rip That Pack. If you guys weren't listening on the road trip, basically we'll rip some cards here in this inning and talk about the players that we get, show you guys anything cool that we do pull. It's a fun little
start out with a Nick
segment.
Kurtz, MLB of the Stars rookie. It's
yeah,
not
there you
bad
go.
at all. We'll save that guy for last. There's something in the back there.
That
so
is.
We'll cut to that.
You do got a little gold mirror on the back
Cade
there.
Gibson rookie. Vivas rookie.
Oh, there's Matt Shaw. We'll
rookie.
show Matt Shaw
there's
here.
a good base pool for Mr. Shaw.
From my hometown,
Wow.
Matt Shaw. Actually played baseball with him as well.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what we got. I got
Kurt's got a numbered card.
That's numbered. I can tell by the border. It's
White Sox.
It's a White Sox.
Sweat it a little.
It's a rookie.
Rookie White Sox.
It's a pitcher. Frazier Allard.
Frazier Allard. How about that?
And
Number to 2025.
It's one of the 2025 cards.
Yes.
All right.
The bronze. Let's show that up on the big screen there. So our first numbered card on the very first pack we pull.
And you called it today.
Yep.
You said you had a feeling we were going to pull 2 numbered cards, 1 from each pack.
Yeah. Frazier Allard. Haven't heard from him.
And then a Casey Mize All-Star Game refractor.
Yeah,
That's a cool card.
That's a cool card as well. Whenever you get an All-Star, that's always very good. Full count to Gutierrez. Big swing and a miss there. Bottom of the zone. He's down on strikes. Fritz picks up his first strikeout.
How about that? Listed as an infielder, first at bat on the mound of the season, strikes him out.
90 miles per hour there, bottom of the zone. That's a very good start, though.
Like a pitcher to me.
Yeah.
I think if you're throwing anything above 90 here in the Frontier League, that would qualify you to get on the mound a little bit. Show us what you got.
It's also our first look at the the booth here. So you got Rory Tettemer alongside Kurt Kramer and Ben Haller down at the end here. That's the booth for all of 2026, and Kurt obviously showing up in the 7th inning. Yeah, there's a much better look. Excited to have you guys on, whether listening to HTN or the Florence Y'all's radio network. High hopper over towards second. Nicholas has it, throwing to first. Not in time. Garrett Broussard legs out a high infield single. That's his 3rd hit of the day. 2 singles and a double, plus he walked. He's 3 for 4 today. Gotta love that hustle.
Both base hits for him so far before that one. Pretty hard hit. You saw the double, especially in the gap. Then we see the speed. Legged it out from Broussard. It's one of the taller position players you're going to see. Listed him at 6'3", but he could turn it on.
That was great to see. And we'll get into my pack here. First pitch misses outside to Dylan Baker, who's also had a very respectable day. He's 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI double his last time up. Runner on first and 1 away. He ropes that one into left field, dropping quickly. Laying out for the grab is Caston Furr. What a highlight-worthy play. Taking away a base hit from Dylan Baker.
Yes, sir. That certainly looked like it was going to drop all day, and Furr sells out for it.
I'm going to start my rip that pack. How about Jason Hayward still playing in the league?
How old is Hayward at this point?
Oh, he's
38, 39?
He's certainly old.
At that point?
Doesn't give his age.
That is
on the back of the
quite
card.
an extensive stat list on the back of the card.
Yes, it is. First pitch misses inside to Tyler Schoenfeld. Now 2 away with a runner on first. Looks like I myself also have
something fun.
Something. It's probably a insert. Matthew Liberatore, he's off to a good start. City Boys, key sluggers in the New York lineup. That's Aaron Judge and Jazz Chisholm. Grounder over towards the shortstop. Going to go the easy way to second to end the inning. We'll speed through here and see what I do have at the back there. And it's just a Blake Snell Topps 35th anniversary. Good card to end on. But, Kurt, no doubt you win the first iteration of Rip That Pack at home. I win all of them on the road. That's what I do like. That was a very good job.
The record's 3-1 then.
Yes, there you go. Kurt, always good to have you on. What do you want to say to end off the broadcast?
Great to start the season out. Of course, excited to get jumped in here. Just excited for another Rip That Pack tonight. Of course, a shout out to our sponsors. Make sure you come on out tomorrow night. And this week we got games all till Sunday. Of course, always here at Nathan's Hot Dogs. And Rory, as always, cold, tasty beers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's been Kurt Kramer. Florence on top, 13-5 as we head to the top of the ninth. Looking to close this one out when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
So, Rory, I guess I'm going to stay on here a little bit, and we got a Lee's recipe pitching change for you. With a new wing coming into the game, you can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Of course, a bunch of Lee's in the house tonight here at Thomas More Stadium.
None left. It was a hot commodity.
Flying off the shelves.
How about that? The new pitcher is Eddie Cafton in for Florence. Slater Shield will lead things off for the Mud Monsters. 9-1-2 due up for Mississippi, trying to mount an 8-run comeback. They're down 13-5 in the top of the ninth. Cafton, just kind of a mop-up work here. Had the one appearance back in the first game on Thursday. Cafton, an inning pitch, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and a strikeout. It was a 2-run homer against him. I actually did learn a little bit about Cafton just on the bus ride, actually, to the gym on Friday. So a bus ride to the gym, Eddie was sitting next to me, and he's from Old Lyme, Connecticut, and me and him know a significant amount of the same people. Old Lyme, Connecticut, kind of near Western Massachusetts. I went to Suffield Academy, that's in Connecticut there, and for him to mention just one person, there's a ground ball up the middle, off the heels of Cafton, goes over to third, throw to first is not in time. What a wild play that was. Off the leg of Eddie Cafton, and I wouldn't be remiss if I said he had the same thing happen to him, not the same thing, but also got hit in his one appearance on Thursday.
He seems to be all right, though, Rory. Seems to be, he's kind of moving that leg around down there.
That will be an infield single for Slater Shield. Brings up Braylon Skinner in the top of the order from Mississippi.
Looks like Cafton's going to stay in the game here.
Either way, so we got to talking, and he was, I told him I went to Emerson College. He was like, oh, do you know my friend or, 2 brothers on the team? I was like, 2 brothers? We don't have 2 brothers. Either way, he ends up saying Cal Jacey. And Cal is one of my, great friends. So for him to say not just someone on the team, but for to say, someone in, my inner circle of friends.
One of your good buddies.
Yes, I was like, what? I just wasn't expecting it. So we ended up talking, and, a lot of the same spots growing up, and pretty amazing. So he's from nearby Western Massachusetts in Old Lyme, Connecticut.
So a little trip down old memory lane with Cafton on the bus ride. Nice.
It was, I was one of the better bus rides.
Yeah.
Just talking, about mutual friends.
Now, Rory, when you're on the road with these guys, what do you do to pass the time on the bus? You ripping packs? You in there ripping pack after pack?
Ground ball, diving stop from Dylan Baker, tossed to second to complete a fielder's choice. 6-4, Dylan Baker, full extension, and then a behind-the-back kind of toss over towards the second baseman, Keenan Taylor, to just get the one out. Really nice play from Dylan Baker. Fielder's choice 6-4, and Skinner swaps places with Shield over at first.
Baker showing off that athleticism there for sure.
That was an amazing play, flashing the leather. Brings up Kyle Booker, who's 1 for 4 today. First pitch. Missing downstairs at 87. 1860 on the spin rate. Don't know if that was some sort of off speed or his fastball. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. But yeah, he had the one start for Joliet. And then obviously it was the end of the season. And then he's come over here and has worked himself into the bullpen for Florence. From the stretch, the 1-0 in there for a strike at 86, 20-42 on the spin rate. That's more like it.
Right at the top of the zone. Good pitch there.
Now, you asked, what do I do on the road trips? Sleeping majority of the time, watching movies. Actually ended up getting a Nintendo Switch this year for my sister, and we'll be playing some games during that. But yeah, I rip packs not on the bus. Although I should just bring a blaster and just routinely rip it.
Now, you told me the other night you're on the road, you got into the hotel, and that's when you went to town on the packs. That is my favorite thing to do, Rory. I love a good hotel, a local pizza, and a hobby box of cards all to myself.
2-1 skied out to deep center field. Shaney Felt backtracking. He makes the grab, and a long fly out for out number 2. Well, Kurt, we are 1 out away from the first Florence win in 2026. We'll have Ben Haller down for our post-game interview. Got to be with none other than obviously the captain, Hank Zeisler, with 7 RBIs on the day, 2 home runs. Certainly a heck of an effort from Brendan Bobo, 2 home runs himself, but 7 RBIs. You just got to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean that is quite a stat to throw up on the board this evening for Hank.
Eddie Cafton, first pitch, top of the zone at 88. 1-0 count. The batter, Travis Holt, is 1 for 5 today. An RBI single back in the second. It's been a lot of plate appearances for everyone today.
Now, what did we called 17 and a half over-under on runs tonight?
You did. You're right on. He said 17 and a half. We're at 18. I just realized no one, on a game where you hit 5 home runs, no one picked any home runs. We didn't even put it up on my board.
I actually picked Bobo.
I picked Hank.
And then I was told I was only allowed to pick Bobo one time this season. So
1-1 misses outside. 2-1. No, you can pick Bobo more than once, and I guess we'll have to eliminate the rule until they start getting to a full swing. Although 2 home runs today.
Maybe we just do a series.
But it's you get one of Hank and Bobo for a series just because they're just monsters at the plate. The 2-1. Fastball missing away. 3-1.
Now with Bobo, I feel like I'm almost 50-50 guaranteed to hit my pick for the night.
The 3-1 from Cafton. Fastball fired in there for a strike at 86.
Cavlin shaking it off.
The stretch, the payoff pitch, fouled straight back. It's a full count, 2 away and a runner on first. Florence with a 13-5 lead. Payoff pitch misses outside. This game will extend another batter. Runners now first and second. It certainly takes something to end up getting nervous in this inning. Either way, Toby Hall is going to go talk to his wing.
Of course, that pitch there way outside the plate.
Kurt, not as many, we had a lot of people in attendance today. Not as many staying through the whole game. It is another one of those long games, now about 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Yes, it was. It definitely was a long start to the game. I went into the kitchen, I said, man, what inning were you? Someone said, we're in 1.5. And so, okay, that's how we're going. That's how we're going to roll today. But
there you go.
Certainly a banger to start out the homestand today, a packed house here at Thomas More. But a Tuesday night, a lot of kids in the house. It's a school night.
Now it's fouled straight back. An 0-1 count to the batter, Holman.
Right on the roof of the bucket. Yeah, definitely a great night at Thomas More here. A lot of fans in the house. Good to see all the support we're getting for the Y'alls this year, and I think we're going to continue to see that throughout the season. And we got a busy week coming.
0-1 skied out towards left field. Tucker working back, now coming in. He's all over it and makes the grab for the final out of the game. Florence wins their first of the season. It's a 13-5 victory for the Y'alls as they take down the Mississippi Mud Monsters, game 1 of the 3-game series. Heck of a win for Florence. Eddie Cafton shutting it down there. Yannick Villalobos got the start, faltered a little bit. 3 2/3, lights out ball from Liam Alpern. He is your winning pitcher of the day, his first professional win. Liam Alpern, how about that for the young rookie?
Congratulations, Albert.
Max Whitesell also with an inning and a third of shutout baseball. He looked phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
We do have Ben Haller, who will be grabbing our player of the game, which will no doubt be Hank Zeisler. But first time for Ben on the post-game interview. That'll be happening at home plate.
Sir. Big Ben down on the field.
Big Ben, and I'm excited to see what he's got on the post-game interview.
Heck of an addition to the bucket, I gotta say.
Heck of an addition. Yep. He's grabbed Hank, so this is how we do it. We just do a little point. It's all you.
First at bats here at 26 Thomas More Stadium for you. Opposite field power over the left field wall. Those first two at bats against Steelers.
I'm just hunting a fastball, and I like going the other way. Threw me 2 outside fastballs and took my ace swing.
Opening day. Runs between you, Bo, and Richardson. How fun is it to hit in the middle of this lineup?
Yeah, it's here. We love playing here and get used to seeing that. It's a lot of fun stuff.
For you guys in the first, for Toby Hall, the manager who played 9 MLB seasons, has had some pretty good hitting seasons in the majors too. How much of an impact has he made to you guys as the offense?
Yeah, Toby's been great. We're all here for a reason, so help better. But he also knows that we're professionals, and he'll add his 2 cents when he needs to, but he lets us do what we know that we do best.
We're at 3,000 plus here at Thomas More opener. Just how great is it to see everybody in the ballpark and be back for the 2026 season?
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Thanks, Hank.
You got it.
Rory.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah. Little spotty on our first run there with the new wireless mic, but we'll figure that out. Either way, always good to hear Hank from what we did here. Yeah, he closed it out, pretty good there. Expect to see that more from, Bobo and Hank Zeisler, and then talking a little bit about Toby Hall, who's obviously got the Major League Baseball experience, and, Hank knows that Toby's going to, put his foot down and, bring in some of that experience when he has to. So some really good stuff all the way around from Florence. It's great to see them, finally piece it all together offensively. You saw a little bit of it on last Saturday when they scored 9 runs, but this time complemented with some very good pitching from Liam Alpern, Max Whitesell, and Eddie Cafton out of the bullpen. Yannick Villalobos, a tough first start. I thought he worked well in the 3rd inning, got a shutout appearance, and then obviously just pulled probably from pitch count there. So, really, all the way, around, a good win. And, hey, it's fun to take down the Mud Monsters. We didn't do it often last year. Hopefully we can make it more of a rhythm this year.
Yes, sir. And like you said, I think bringing Toby Hall into the mix this year is really going to push the guys to that next level that they need to get at to keep going what we had going in the start this series here. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And, Kurt, we had you on, for the final 2 innings as well, which is always great. Ben might have got stuck in that that monsoon leaving the 3rd base gate. Really, really fun stuff. You guys are looking at a few highlights here. Looks like might have seen the Zade Richardson home run. Hank Zeisler, obviously our player of the day. 7 RBIs, including 2-run homer and a 3-run homer, plus an RBI ground out and an RBI walk. Came in to score when he reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. He did it all today, but not to mention some other good games. Brendan Bobo, a 2-home-run game, a 3-hit game. He was 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Zade Richardson, a 2-hit game with a home run in the 1st inning. He went 2 for 4 with a walk. Jackson Tucker came in. He worked a walk, as a pinch hitter for Marcus Brodell. But then Garrett Broussard and Dylan Baker at the bottom of the order. 3 hits for Broussard, 2 hits for Dylan Baker. They scored twice each. Baker with an RBI, really, really good stuff all the way through the lineup. Tyler Shaney fell at the top of the lineup, reaching 5 times out of 6 plate appearances.
Yeah, that's some crazy OBP there tonight for Shaney Felt. And bats hot tonight all around, and some stats that hope we can keep rolling the whole season here. And we keep playing like this, things are looking good for the Alls this year.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Kurt. So that'll do it for us in the broadcast booth. We'll be back tomorrow, a 6:51 p.m. start. 6:51 or 6:54, you can't really go wrong with a 3-minute disparity either way, we'll be back on HTN, back on our Y'all's radio stream. And it's a final for Florence here. 13-5 victory for the Y'alls, their first win in 2026. Looking for a series win tomorrow. Wrestling Wednesday, Wendy's Wednesday as well. We'll have some double stack batters of the game to play around with too. So don't go anywhere. Florence Y'alls baseball coming up tomorrow. You guys can sit through with the whole week watching HTN and having some fun with us on the broadcast booth. That's been Kurt Kramer. You already saw Ben Hauer. I've been Rory Tettemer. And until next time, saying so long, and y'all have a good night.